It cut in and out that much that it muted us as well.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm Ben. This is Owen. Owen's great. I'm great. It's Good Friday. We are here watching a civil war between CIS versus CIS.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one.
It is going to be interesting, isn't it?
Doige claims to be the self-proclaimed god of Grievous.
Yep. And he's calling himself the people's champion now.
Oh, God.
I don't know which people he's champion of.
I'd love to meet those people because
Yeah.
they've got some problems. Right back. When I come back, I'm going to be joined by Jervis, and I'm going to swap this cable out real quick for one of my spare ones, so it won't keep doing this. Owen, thanks for joining me. We'll be back in just a second, people. Stay where you are. You guys are great. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am joined by Mr. James. Oh my God, I genuinely look like the dog that I used to own.
Look at this. Can we put the camera back off?
Sorry, 1 second. That one probably needs a hairdryer and then flattening because it's curled. If you put it on the table, you'll see it's curled. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why it did that. It did it in curing. So. Anyway, so yeah, I'm joined by Mr. Jervis, the Sanctuary Champion for last year, actually, which is super cool to see. Welcome back to the stream in a playing capacity.
Thank you again.
You are facing against Doige in what can only be described as the CIS Civil War.
Yeah.
Which one of you proclaimed the challenge? Which one of you set down the challenge?
So, Doige being Doige is very noisy. Yeah, you know on the chats, he likes to trash talk and name names and make punches.
Yep, he certainly does.
I had enough one day and I said, I'm going to play your own game, Grievous, Septis, on stream. And put it to silence, hopefully.
And you have both, well, you know each other's lists now, but
yes.
You have both bought Grievous, which is super cool. Let's take a really quick look through your list.
Yep.
I've got it here. Bang. James Jervis, Confederacy of Independent Systems. You are running Grievous with Vigilance, Up Close and Personal, and the Annihilator.
Standard.
It's a pretty standard build, isn't it, for Grievous? Then you're running Maul with Choke Push, Into the Fray, and Tenacity.
Yep.
I think Into the Fray is so good, especially with his... you've got his Infiltrate card.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Maul. Since it's got 2 training slots, you don't have to decide, oh, do I want Tenacity? Do I want Into the Fray? Do I want Offense Defense? Now, you can go wild.
Yeah, you can have multiple things at multiple times. I was going to say multiple onces. Multiple times there, and be able to have those, and have your cake and eat it too, if you like. And then you've chosen the superior battle droids in the 4 units of B2s.
Well, Doige always brings his B1s, and I've told him many times before, B2s are the way. At least a couple units, they do so much damage on ones, and he said, nah, B1s. So today I'm going to royally put B2's rockets up his arse.
Yeah, you're going to put them right up his worker. A PK series droid, which we saw you use to great effect in the final. Yep. You guys can go and watch the final back where he takes on Owen, who is my co-commentator. I'm sure we'll. I'll probably put a couple of jabs into him on that one. Throughout
flashbacks.
Do you know what? Being brutally honest, I genuinely think Owen had a chance to win that if he'd have just remembered what he'd set himself up to do in turn 2.
Yeah.
And he just completely forgot.
Yep.
No anyway,
complaints here, though.
So those 4 units are B2s, and then you're rocking the Magna Guard to help keep Grievous or Maul safe.
Exactly. Well, Grievous mainly, but if Grievous does die, Maul obviously becomes the pseudo commander, and then it's like, but still, Magna Guard with Commerce Jam against some droids, it's probably a little low punch, but. Hey.
It could be cool. We've got 7 activations and a 7-point bid, which is super nice. To be fair, against Doige, you could take a 2-point bid and still be confirmly
well, as
happy.
I said to him, as long as Doige will always at least take a 3-point bid, because it's 4 points, it's a B1 droid.
Yeah, that's pretty much how his brain works, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So how are you feeling? Are you feeling confident?
Yes. After seeing the boards, now actually the lists have been revealed,
Well, let's take a quick look at the top down of the board here. Let me hide this dice tray. I'm sure we'll move that throughout the game. This is the board setup. Yep. I'd say it's an alright board setup.
No, I like it.
There's enough sort of heavy bits. There's a couple of line of sight blocking bits, and there's plenty of difficult stuff on there as well. So you feel pretty confident. You're taking the bottom side of the board.
I can't remember. Yes, because the blue bag.
Yep, you are taking the bottom. So you can see they've got nice leatherette dice bags available from Wizard Lizard Wares, which you can buy at Sanctuary Gaming Centre. Website coming soon. But Doige's got the red-lined one because he is red player, and you've got the blue-lined one because you're blue player. Oh, what colours.
Well, I'm Septis blue today, so it suit me.
You are. You are indeed. So you're feeling pretty confident about this?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be a case of when you beat him, if you beat him,
when
you beat him, is he going to be all like, I'm no longer good at this, I'm going to play clones?
No, he won't go to clone. It'll be an entire evening of, James's dice were so good and mine were pathetic, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day you forget he even played the game.
Yep, that is exactly how Doige works through and through. Speaking of which, shall I go and grab him?
Yeah, I'll come in and grab him for you.
Well, what I'll do is I'll go to a quick be right back.
Yep.
So there's no, like, you standing up awkwardly walking off and then him walking back on.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll be right back. I'm going to send James back to the table. Get Doige. We'll have a quick intermission where we talk to him for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get the mission sorted. Stay where you are. And I am joined here by Mr. Michael Doige, the challenger, or the... no, you are the challengee, aren't you? Jervis challenged you.
No, I challenged him.
him.
I said he couldn't win unless it was the hot new shit, and I'm going to prove him right.
To be fair, you have an open standing challenge to anybody with a lightsaber.
Yes.
So it doesn't... like, you're always going to be the challenger.
Because I can win. I don't understand why you wouldn't challenge people if you thought you were better than them.
What are we? You're 0-3, right, against me?
0-2. I've only played against you twice that I can recall.
I'm trying to think of when we played. We played in the skirmish event, down on that bottom table. You played against my dark troopers here.
Yeah, that's
and
yes.
then there was one other, I'm sure
there was an 800-point and a skirmish one there. You're right, I had them the two in my brain.
Win. I'm retiring. I'm never playing again.
So you're afraid of facing me is what I'm
No,
hearing.
I'm just doing the tactical general thing of like cutting my losses. Anyway, Doige.
I don't quit, I win.
Are you alright? You good?
Yes.
You ready for today?
I am.
Obviously feeling confident.
Always.
Literally never anything different with you.
Unfortunately, yeah. It is a problem.
So you've seen Jervis's list.
I have seen him setting it up. I don't know what the upgrades are.
Yep, that's fine. So you can see that he's got his B2s?
Yeah.
You see that he's got a Grievous?
I'm not sure why he's gone with all B2s, but...
well, he seems to think they're superior battle droids, but
he's wrong.
Seem to think that you're the B1 man. That's what I like to see.
B1s are glorious.
So
Best core in the game.
So your Grievouses are nearly identical.
I can't imagine that the Grievous leaves home without them.
You have one more upgrade than he does.
I assume he hasn't bothered with a steamed leader?
Correct.
Is
he's got the Magna Guard.
Is that because he's got Magna Guard?
Yeah, most probably. Most probably. That's the logical thing.
No, I do see the logic.
Why spend 78 points or whatever he spent on them when you can spend 5 though?
I wouldn't use a steamed leader with B2s because then their armor's negated.
Yes, which is a bit sucky. But you have taken Bosk, which is cool, with Hunter, obviously.
But Bosk at the last event actually pulled it so far out of the fire for me on 3 of the 4 matches. It felt wrong not bringing him along for the ride.
I've bought him. I should probably paint him and have some games with him because he looks pretty cool.
He's useful. His other key attribute is he's quite cheap.
Yes.
Cad Bane, once you've given him all the gear, you're starting towards Jedi level of cost. Bosk is quite an efficient thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might end up using him as my spare player list for the Bounty Hunters event.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
I'm hopeful. Well, if Matt Churchman is listening to this, Matt, I've got an offer for you. You'll have to DM me, though. Don't slide into my DMs. It doesn't work that way.
Wow, you are one with the kids.
Are you impressed? I know kid terms, yeah? Yes.
Speaking of kids, let's move on to the B1 battle droids compared to the younger brothers of the B2s, right?
Older brothers. They predate B2s.
Yeah, no, the B2s are the younger brothers, is what I'm saying.
Yes, the B2s are the younger brothers.
Anyway, you've put 3 squads that are identical, sorry. The E60R Trooper, that's the one with the 3...
That's the missile launcher.
That's the missile one, yep. Which is
2 black and a red impact.
Yep, that's going to be good against those B2s.
It's almost like I had a spy in the camp.
You didn't?
No, I didn't have a spy in the camp, but it'd be lovely if I did, wouldn't it?
To be fair, before the game, we did sit down and I asked you to predict what you thought Jervis's activations were and what they were, and you were dead on the money.
I was one off. I thought you'd have a squad of B1s with HQ uplink.
Yeah.
So
you were pretty much dead. You were dead on the money in terms of what they are.
Yeah.
But you did really well on the order tokens, which is nice. Then you've got a B1 squad with the E5S.
Yep.
That's the 3 black gun.
That's critical. That's critical 1. Red
Is that
and white.
Oh yeah.
That is on the HQ uplink to sit at the back and go, "Fuck you! I'm not going anywhere near you."
Yep. And then you got a comms relay B1 unit.
Yes.
With just a B1 battle droid in it.
Correct.
And then the big mama jammer, the 200-point nearly AAT Trade Federation battle tank.
Yes.
With lock Durad.
Yep. You can make it suppressive.
Link target and array.
Yes.
Get that aim.
That's why the comms relay is there.
And then armor piercing shells. What for B2? Yeah.
I hadn't realised I was up against B2s.
You are gonna melt him.
I don't know that I am. I think I'm going to beat him, but melt him is strong.
Okay.
I think I will win. I'm hopeful he leaves crying, but I can't be sure of that.
I think you've got a wonderful chance here
of losing horribly.
No, with Bosk being able to, on those B2 units, being able to suppress them off an objective.
Oh, Bosk.
To panic them.
Bosk's main aim is entirely going to be hunting down his bounty.
Maul.
General Grievous.
Grievous, okay.
Fuck Maul. He's got a lightsaber. He's belonging to Grievous.
I thought you were going to put it on Maul, but Grievous makes a lot more sense.
I don't know. It's maths. It's difficult because Grievous you will get the pierce on, but he has impervious, whereas Maul you won't pierce at all. Bosk's other big target is, of course, going to be those stupid bastard Magna Guard going, you're not immune to this.
Yeah, yeah. So is the plan to focus down the Magna Guard before you start shooting Grievous? It's just going to be straight onto Grievous.
I think shooting at Grievous makes more sense.
He can only Guardian so much, right?
They're Guardian too, but it's also the suppression, which doesn't bother the Magna Guard anywhere near as much as it bothers Grievous.
Yeah. I mean, Courage 2 Commander, right?
Yeah. Who'd field that?
I don't know. Some absolute nutter. I'm going to come back to us real quick, and I'm going to say thank you so much for doing a pre-game talk with myself. We're going to be right back. I'm going to get Owen back here, and then I'm going to get you guys to start doing your missions, which is going to be cool.
We'll start shuffling them now.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Stay where you are.
Enjoy commentary.
And I am joined here back by Owen.
Hello.
This thing keeps moving, honestly.
I think. Are you just shuffling across every time you get
Probably. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So we talked to both Doige and Jervis. Really quick look at both their lists in detail for yourself. So Doige we've just had on.
Yeah.
8 activations. Grievous, Bosk. 5 units of B1s. 3 of them have the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
An AAT with armor-piercing shells. And Lockdorad.
Yep. It's his. He's had enough with Dark Troopers list. Is the words he was saying.
Which is almost James's nightmare. We'll have a look at James's list again in a second. But who do you think the bounty goes on? Grievous or Maul for James? Because obviously Doig has Bosk.
I think it has to go on Maul because I think Maul's infiltrating, and I think we're going to see Maul versus Bosk straight away.
I concur. However, Doig's stupid.
Yeah.
And has decided he's going to put it on Grievous no matter
what. Oh, is he? Who is this guy?
Oh, I do not know. Anyway, speaking of his bounty targets, we can see him rocking up in the top there. General Grievous, followed by Maul. Then he's got 4 units of B2s, which are really going to suffer against all that impact.
Yeah.
And then a unit of Magna Guard.
But PK and Maul is going to already be in those. Like, Maul's got choke and push.
Yep.
So he can charge 1 unit, kill them, choke the rocket out of another unit, and potentially push another unit into him if Doig doesn't get it right.
Yep. Oh my god, that's zoomed in real close.
Hello.
You are talking to us from really close. Let me zoom out real quick so we can actually see what's going on here. I can't actually move it any other way. I'm going to have to just physically move the camera. I'm sorry, chat. This is real sketchy. I'm going to just have to move the camera outwards a smidge, or just get the players to move them down. I'll do that one. I'll do the second one.
Yeah, do that one. Get them to move them down.
I'll do the second one. Conditions at the top, though, a bit weird.
Yeah, that actually is weird. But looking at that, obviously payload, hostage exchange, recover, which James was saying he would have quite fancied. Intercept being last position.
So obviously these are Jervis's cards. Jervis had elected. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jervis had elected to be blue player.
Yeah, I look at it and go, Doig, I don't think he would have wanted intercept. That would have been bad for him.
Yeah.
So seeing that in last position is great.
Okay. So payload, hostage, recover, and intercept.
And obviously hemmed in first. That's great for Doig.
Yeah.
You can just knock that one off. There you go.
Speaking of which, pass from James, delete from Doig. War Weary think it's probably going to hurt Jervis more, right? With
the number of shots that are going to come in.
But also with Bosk, right? And the suppression.
And dude.
Yeah. Like, I think there's definitely a point where it could be... what does Jervis want less, though? War weary or hostile? Pass from Jervis.
I was going to say, actually, I think he's...
Okay.
Does he... I don't know, if I was Jervis, would I have tried to dip for limited visibility?
With all the range 2 on the B2s, probably.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how he thinks he's going to get these mauls infiltrate down. I think Danger Close is a really good one for Doige to have open. Because it means that even if maul infiltrates, he's got so much space around the edge of the board that he can go.
Yeah. But it does mean James doesn't have to infiltrate maul as his first drop. He could do it as his second. Because Doige isn't going to have to cover all of that deployment.
No.
Depending on the mission.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're going payload.
I think they're passing. Yeah, I think
they're going to play payload.
Wow. So they're playing War Weary, Danger Close, and Payload. Shrek Be Nuttin, welcome to the chat. Anybody else in the chat, I hope you're doing well. Please say hello. Just asking a question. You usually watch the AOS stream, so you want to know how does an 800-point game compare to a normal game of like 40k iOS? So a 2,000-point game of AOS is about equivalent to an 800-point of Star Wars Legion.
Yeah.
AOS takes like 3 hours to do 2,000 points, though. This takes about 2.
Yeah, 2.5. I think we get 2.5 in tournaments, but
yes.
I don't think I've ever gone to time.
No, but Doige will because he doesn't shut up.
Yeah, he wins through talking his opponent to death.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Okay, so here we are. Doige is going to be red player. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to real quick put that dice tray back on the screen. We can see that Doige's being red player and Jervis is being blue. So Doige's deployment is this bit. And Jervis's deployment is like, obviously not accurate, but close
sort
enough.
That.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you've got a line where the mats meet that you can see. You know.
Is there? Oh yeah, there is there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jervis is going to be deploying like down here.
Yeah.
And then Doige's going to be deploying like somewhere ish there.
Yeah.
That's more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Happier with that, Owen?
That's beautiful.
Doige, get out of the chat. Get out of the chat. Somebody's logged in your account.
That's my darling daughter.
Hello, Lorelei. Hope you're doing well. Are you rooting for your dad or against your dad? My assumption is against.
I'm really hoping she says against.
Anyway, I hope you're doing well. So, this is obviously the setup that they are going to be playing. We can see the markers going down now.
You can see how accurate you were now as well.
I've been as quickly as I could. So the terrain map that I set up for the players today, I think is a bit of an interesting one because it's got. Let me hide this dice tray real quick again. It's got the ability to have quite good firing arcs for this AAT.
Yeah, I was chatting about that with James while you were chatting to Doige. There are some nice long arcs, and same for his rockets and critical.
Yep.
Rifle. He's got some nice.
He does, but on the curve side of that, there's some real nice little places that maul can just sit.
Yeah.
And then jump over, or do this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's like barricades that he can slide in between and all that sort of stuff. I think I don't know. I quite like this map.
Have they told you they declared the barrels to be
line of sight blocking?
Line of sight blocking.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a conversation that I had with them before.
I thought it was a good shout because you don't want to be with the game they're going to be playing. You don't want to be faffing with that.
No.
So.
What I did is I went through all the bits of terrain and I explained exactly what each bit was, how it worked, and what I expected it to be. So these are all area light, difficult terrain.
Which for the AOS person, you can actually shoot through those, ignoring the trees.
Yes, you can. So you can you can move the trees off in Legion. We just use the footprint as the area terrain. The trees are there to 3D illustrate it, I guess. But you can shoot through it for free. If you're stood in it, it will grant you light cover, so it will remove one successful hit.
Yeah.
And your speed is also slowed if you are a trooper affected by difficult terrain. So it makes you a little slower. Same with these craters that we've got over here. barring the metal bits. So barring Grievous's ship, I thought it was appropriate to put Grievous's ship on the table.
Perfect.
And barring these little bits of Death Star?
I guess the Death Star.
I guess. They're going to be heavy cover if you're stood behind them. So that will cancel 2 hits instead of just the 1. We've then got the big rocks that we can see. There's 3 of those. I like my 3s. 3 trees, 3 rocks. Only 2 craters though. But yeah, the rocks are going to be area heavy obstacle terrain. So you have to climb up it if you're a trooper.
Yeah.
Performing a climb each step of the way. But it is heavy cover and obviously line of sight blocking. This building, these count as 2 separate pieces of terrain. Not that it matters for the mission selected, which was actually, whilst I should have done this whilst we were.
Payload.
So they were playing Payload, it was War Weary, and it is
Danger Close.
Danger Close. Yep, there you go. Updated. Sorry about that. Yeah, those are 2 separate pieces of terrain. Again, both heavy cover because they're both big blocky buildings. And as Owen quite rightly said, the little bits of scatter terrain that we see over here, there's some there, there's some there, and there. I've realised there probably should have been some here.
Yeah.
Anyway, those bits are light cover, so again, reducing 1 hit off the total hits, and also line of sight blocking. So there is quite a bit of line of sight blocking, but there are these wonderful open arcs that you can just fire through.
Yeah, I think if James had to walk the whole way, I think he'd still be all right with it.
Yeah.
Because although there's those nice channels,
there's
plenty of places for him to hide behind on the way, and his army's quick enough.
He's put the tank with the droid facing us. Look at the little hollow. Oh, that's so
It's
cool.
almost like he's not on purpose, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
what a
beautiful.
guy. And you can see the horde of B1s there. One of my favourite armies to ever see. I love B1s.
He actually got out an extra set of B1s and put them on the AAT card because he's so used to putting out more B1s than this.
Of course he
His
is.
habit was hard. He's a bit addicted to them. Grievous and B1s is how he writes his list.
And then we see, obviously this is going to be if I put my thumb up, you can see me over here in the corner. As usual, I am chilling in the back here. The dice tray is going to be on camera quite a bit. I'm probably going to move that though, so it's more off to the left-hand side because we're not going to use the left-hand side of this map, this camera. That makes a lot more sense. There you go. Look, you can see from there. Let's move to this side. I think this makes sense, it being in this corner as well. I'll move it below the overlay, don't worry, chat. So we can see the dice at all times going on the screen. And then with the top down, when the action starts kicking off and when they really matter, I will pop up the dice tray like this and we can move it about. One thing I did want to mention is if you are interested in more Star Wars Legion stuff and you've watched all the stuff on this channel already, if you haven't, go back and watch it. I think we've done some really good coverage. I really like it. And so James loves this card. Sorry, great segue. He is infiltrating maul. A handshake before deployment. These guys need to get a room. Nothing. He is going to be deploying maul. Anyway, what I was going to say was if you've watched all of our content, go over to Twitch and check out Yavin Base's coverage of the Worlds tournament from Adepticon. They did a stellar job with their coverage. They've upped their game since the last stuff, which I saw, and I was like, okay, it's good foundation. I think they got some help borrowing some cameras and some.
They said they had some loaned equipment, which
really helps. You can tell that equipment definitely does make a good stream great. But they did incredible coverage. I'm definitely going to steal their idea of getting like a green screen dice tray. I think. So
that was cool, wasn't
it? That was really, really cool. I did like that. So I might get in touch with those guys and see if they are using anything in particular. But yeah, having other live streams out there and seeing what they're doing with their technology and that sort of stuff really does push me to want to do more. So we'll get to see hopefully some more improvements here. I've got some cheeky bits of AI software that I'm going to start using, I think, which is, when they play a command card, it will recognize the card. So instead of us seeing a grainy photo, it will come up on the screen properly.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've just got to...
That's worthwhile, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. I'm currently working out as doing some Magic the Gathering and Pokemon coverage as well.
And then it's really going to earn its money then, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm thinking if I can invest in that, well, it's not investing. It's the camera that I need to invest in.
Yeah.
But if I can sort that out, then I can use it across multiple channels, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Or multiple parts of channels, anyway. So we have seen Maul being infiltrated. We've got a payload. Oh, we've got a payload just down here. This will be Doige.
Doige, yeah.
And then this is Jervis's payload. You can see this is red, and this one's blue. This one's red. And did Maul go down? Because Jervis is blue. I can't.
Have we talked too much and not seen it?
Shall I go and check? I'm going to go and get my head down at the table and have a real quick look.
Let's play Where's Wally on.
Where do you think the AAT is going to sit, Owen? Have the pen. Feel free to draw on the screen. Click the little bin when you're done.
Okay. Well, we also need to know where they're aiming for. Given that this is going to have to, he's probably going to have to come out this way. I'd probably want my AAT somewhere in there or there, those kind of areas, because then you want to be shooting anything that comes across that box. But then it's whether you use it to try and drive your own cart forward, because this cart is going to have to make quite a journey wherever it's going. I'm looking. Have they said what they're aiming for?
Oh, terrain pieces. Yes, there's objective markers. So this is the terrain piece that James is aiming for.
Yeah.
And this is the terrain piece that Doige's aiming for.
Yeah, so I was just saying, the AAT has to go in up here in one of these two spots, because you've got to cover that, the bomb cart journey, really.
Yeah, you do, definitely. Maul, I don't know if you saw me pointing out, is just hidden here.
Oh.
You can't actually really see him from the way that this perspective is. If we change to this camera, you can just see his lightsaber off the back of the mine.
Oh, yeah, you can just see it sticking out.
Literally just here.
Wow.
So that's where Maul's going. I wonder if we can see it on the right-hand cam. Again, you can see just as just peeking out.
I'm glad you didn't leave me to play Where's Wally on that one, because I would not have found it.
Yeah, we would not have been able to. We would not have been able to find that one. And you can see that James has his little mascot there, his little Meowth, super cute, made by Michael Lee's better half, I believe. He's part of a subsection of Sanctuary Gaming Centre's lot in Team Rocket. I like to think I was going to say we're a cult, but we're not. We're an organisation with cults underneath.
yeah, I think that's the truth. That is the truth.
That's the best way to sort of tag it, right? That's the best way? Yeah, I think so. Let's go.
We do have some strange sub-factions, don't we? It's
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do. We've got all sorts of people that come in our regulars here. We've got the short stacks. We've got, obviously, the Sanctuary lot. We've got Team Rocket. I'm a one-man band of Dice and Ducks at the moment because I like to represent ourselves. There's loads of people that come around. I think we've got a good, 45, 50 different players last year?
Yeah, I reckon so.
I reckon that's a really solid showing for an independent store.
Yeah, and we've got a lot, we've got some regulars who travel in now, coming from places like Stockport and even south of Nottingham. As if people want to drive past Nottingham, but they do to come here because it's so good. Yeah,
the venue here is incredible. The terrain is really good. The Sanctuary team are really stepping it up with terrain as well in terms of not just quality, but also quantity of output.
Yeah.
They've got not just Dave doing it now, but Kitty's helping out as well. And there's two people. It's not just one person anymore.
Well, it's like the skirmish events are intense because for those of you who don't know Legion, what you're seeing on the table is fairly typical for a UK 800 points, but in skirmish it's more dense than this. So to get the quantity of tables that they have here, they've got a lot of terrain.
Across so many tables as well.
Yeah, and different styles. There's Hoth, Tatooine, Endor. There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's a Naboo table on the works at the moment.
Yeah, and what's the one from Andor? Ferrix he was doing.
Oh, the Enclave.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was.
There's all sorts of stuff, and one of the best things about Sanctuary and I think that the terrain choice is that the staff, including myself, are always on the lookout for toys. I know that sounds weird, but we've got some Razor Crests, which are, for those of you that aren't aware, the ship that the Mandalorian flies, or Din Djarin.
Which are a nightmare in the new rules.
Nightmare in the new rules, but a little bit of plasticard helps a long way. And they are just, I think they're from B&M, but they're an incredible line of sight blocker when you fill in that bottom bit. And they're also really nice because it's a solid platform for stuff to climb on. It works really well as a terrain piece.
I'm gonna say, and it's that immersive aspect where when the game was young and we had to play with 40k terrain more, you didn't get the immersion.
No.
But now, like here with the Grievous's crashed ship and the shield generator and stuff like that, it changes the game from it just being a war game that you could play with pieces of cardboard cut out.
You're playing
to actually playing Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's what got me, sold on this game.
Oh, for any fan of it, I guess it's the same with most war games, right? Any fan of any war game wants to be immersed in their game. That's why you play it. And if you've got the opportunity and the ability to be able to create terrain that helps that, great. And I think Sanctuary strive for that sort of stuff as well, with the quality of terrain.
Yeah.
Not only are they making like all these hills, I know they're really functional bits of terrain.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily look like beautifully formed hills.
No.
But they're exactly what they need to be, and they look fine for Star Wars.
Well, they work a lot better for the game than remember playing on the Citadel Hill for years where you put your model at the top, somebody kicks the table and it
falls over.
Yeah.
It looked good.
It looked amazing.
It
didn't work practically.
It was like the realm of battle boards, right?
Yeah.
They were incredible. They were just also bad at the same time.
Yeah. Somebody nudges the table and your whole army slid 6 to 8 inches. That was
grim.
Which is not a good experience.
Everybody, and I think a lot of war games have moved to using these neoprene mats that we see.
Yeah.
It's a lot better for being able to roll dice on as well, place your models down on, and if needs be, you can move bits of terrain out the way and really get low to the table and put a measure on if you really need to get that close. Speaking of measures, for those that are watching off the back of our AOS coverage that we did at the weekend,
some good coverage there.
Oh, thank you very much. We in Star Wars Legion, there is no tape measure. There are a fixed ranged set of tools. So there are 3 different movement tools, speed 1, 2, and 3, which all have a pivot point directly in the center. You can stop your movement at any point across that movement tool unless it is a compulsory move.
Yeah.
So you can also use a tool that is shorter than your speed characteristic if you need to get around a tighter corner, for example. Then there are range tools. Now, range is measured from 1 to infinite.
Yeah.
Really, isn't it?
We have 5 discrete ranges and then infinite.
Yes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Board wipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they roughly equate to 6 inches.
Yeah.
And the mats that we're playing on are 3 foot by 3 foot or 36 by 36 inches. There are 2 sets of that. So it's 6 by 3 foot is what this mat is that we can see on the screen. That's why the perspective is a bit dodgy. It's why I can actually only fit 1 camera on the overlay without it being tiny as well. I can't fit all these extra little side cams on because of the long breadth that the table needs to be, to get everything on. So we can see off to the left-hand side we've got a load of B2s. Literally, Jervis's entire army around that bomb cart. Which makes sense.
I'm going to say it's not unexpected.
No. And we can see that we've got some of Doige's B1s. I'm probably going to go throughout this game and reposition this close-up camera probably slightly this way because I reckon we're going to see a lot more action happening around this section here.
Yeah.
And also I'm going to get this camera and probably point it a little more this way because this is where the bomb is going to end up. Actually, that's probably...
It depends whether he swings around the bottom of this.
Yeah, it's good enough to leave where it is, isn't it?
Because I think if I was Doige, I'd be swinging that bomb around this side of the hill.
Yeah.
But when you go back to the overhead, Doige is obviously worried about maul on the cart. He set all his B1s back.
Yeah.
But then that begs the question, what is he moving the cart with? Because he's only got Grievous and Bosk. Is he going to send Grievous and Bosk versus Maul?
Controversially, is he going for the table?
That is a very Doige thing to do, isn't it?
Because Doige So, for those of you that don't know Michael Doige, and you do know Doige,
oh, there you go.
I know you're in the chat, so I will temper my my words.
Well, he's getting tempted to do it. He is tempted to do it.
Oh no! Really?
Is he going to turn on it?
Oh, this is
so Doige.
This is. There we go. Thank you. That is not the way to play this game, Doige. Surely. Your father and Michael Doige likes to be sure of himself quite a lot, doesn't he? He's very sure of himself.
He's very sure of himself. In fact, he bullies me for the fact that I have any self-doubt.
I mean, self-doubt did cost you your.
It
your
did
league
cost me
title.
my league title. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I would have been the Sanctuary champion on a 88% chance had I have just
literally, if you'd have just
stuck with my plan.
If you'd have done what you said you were going to do.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to watch that one again. You can see actually how well I managed to, salvage my self-respect by the end of the game, even if I didn't salvage the game.
Do you know what? It was a phenomenal game to watch, and it was an absolute pleasure to have that as the first Legion live stream on my channel.
It was just an awful time to have the Legion final because we'd played last year on the old points, and then they updated it 2 weeks before.
They did.
Yeah, that was not fun.
All right, I'm going to bring this dice tray back up. Obviously, this will be over the top of the bomb cart, so I'm just going to move it down here. I think we're going to see the first cards come in from the players. Here we go. That is going to be Jervis's. We are at round 1, as you can see, on the bottom of the overlay and at the top left. Just deciding what they're going to do. What do we think we're going to see here? Jervis probably going to go with the standing orders or a Roger Bodger?
Having had to sacrifice for the infiltrate, I'd probably standing orders.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need the jump this turn.
Nope.
Because Doige set away from maul, so he can wait with maul until...
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at this top down, you can see just how far away everything is from those B2s. If it was me, I would have probably kept the AAT up here, started watching Jervis put all this stuff down here, and then put the rest of my army down here. And then I would have just come into this way for Doige to kill maul. Because what you got to remember is the B1s can always just sit here and shoot all the B2s coming over with all their rockets. But, that's just me. I'm bad at this game. Okay. I've got the sides the wrong way around because obviously the players ended up... There we go. We got a Roger coming in from Jervis. And a lying in wait for Doige. So boss gets sharpshooter.
I'm still not convinced that card's worth taking most of the time.
After an enemy activates, he gains an aim. What, lying in wait?
No. Yeah. I just...
Bosk's here.
There's so many other good cards.
Well, is there?
To have like 6 aims to drive through, what is it, 5 dice he's got when he's shooting?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like...
Well, you say that. 5 dice is a small hero.
True.
5 dice
only
is
Pierce 1?
Pierce 1, yeah. 5 dice is a unit of B1s if he gets crits. B2, sorry.
Yeah.
What else do you play if you Doige? Let's just really quickly nip back to his list. This is you're not going to crush them yet.
No, I'm going to say you've got to stick with line. From what he's got, that's the one to play.
It's the best choice he's got, right?
I was just saying to Jervis before the game, it's a card that neither of us think is particularly useful.
Yeah.
But then I don't really rate Bosk. I'd much prefer the other bounty hunters if I've got to take one.
That's fair. Doige won the roll-off because obviously they're both 3 pips.
Oh, yeah.
So Doige's got to activate first, which kind of... It's fine, right? Because you could just activate this unit of B1s down here and literally just aim standby. They could do nothing for the rest of this turn.
I guess the other aspect to it is if he'd have gone second, Jervis could have just passed anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, because it's 7 V8 activations, right?
So it would have just ended up the same.
Although Jervis still has the option to pass.
Yeah.
And very well could do.
Yeah, get 2 activations ahead. But like you said, I think aim standby. He's just doing his link targeting array and stuff now.
On the AAT.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with playing KG turn 1, just so you know where maul is. Because every turn maul's not doing something, it's wasted points.
Yeah.
You could say the same for Bosk and Grievous, but Bosk has that range. Grievous is probably just going to beeline it for these trees before then going it off to deal with either some B1s or something. And if he does get close to the B1s, I wouldn't surprise if we see the... is it Trained in Your Jedi Arts, his card, where at the end of his activation he makes an attack against everything in range 1?
He does like that one. Well, they're both going to enjoy that card, aren't they, today? Because
yeah,
they've both got units which aren't going to like getting shot up by a... But that's why Doige's taken Lockdirt and Bosk, I think. He's going for a suppression. Whatever doesn't get damaged enough on that card, he can suppress, hopefully enough to panic it.
Yeah. Panicking, I think, if he's looking for scoring... Well, actually, with payload, it's just got to be the bomb that gets there. It's not scoring units, right?
No, but it could cut the number of units that count towards scoring. So it could draw a bomb cart on that turn, and therefore it's not moving. Especially because, like you said, that section of trees looks about the distance where we're going to see...
Give me a second, I need to
the battle table. Are they doing stuff wrong already? Don't actually know what they're doing right now. I was looking at, can he get round the corner, effectively run around the building, and then later on pop out. Oh, he's going to jump it. Yeah. Oh no, actually line of sight. They're going to shoot it. He's going to shoot maul if he can. But the rocket launchers are cumbersome, which means that they have to shoot and move. They can't move and shoot, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know CIS. Let's find out. Were they looking for a shot on maul?
Yeah, looking for a shot on maul. Doige was like, "How far do I have to get round to be able to see maul here?" Oh, of course they're going to stand right in the way of the camera. God damn it. Jervis passed. Obviously, these B1s basically moved down here and then stood by.
Yeah.
But basically, when Doige does move out of the way, I will show you how far around he has to get to be able to draw a bead on maul.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw as well, chat. I marked the terrain before I moved it so that the players would be able to not argue that I was doing anything out of anything. Here we go. So maul's here. The silhouette was like here.
Yeah.
So these B1s would have had to have stood about here off the map to be able to see maul. Because the way the silhouette was so hidden by this.
So they've actually got to get very close.
Yes. Yes.
Troublesome
It's a
close.
really, really good play by Jervis to deploy him there. It's super safe for him to be there. Part of me argues, would Doige have been better? Obviously, it's retrospective, right?
Yeah.
Would Doige have been better choosing red side as the opposite side? Would be better choosing so he was on the opposite side, or was he all right where he is? Do you think? Looking at the terrain.
Well, I think he went for the being away from the line of sight blockers. When you've got those two big line of sight blockers in the bottom right, that causes an issue. Whereas he's got a nice big killing field at that where he is. Now, I've looked, and the rockets don't have cumbersome, so he can move and shoot, but as Ben said, he'd have to move twice to be able to do it, to hit maul, so there was no point. Standbys, for those coming from AOS, basically standby is if somebody moves within range 2 of you, or does any action within range 2 of you, you get to then either do a move or a shoot. And you lose the standby if you take suppression from shooting. So his unit of B2s have just moved up to the barricade. They're hunkering down there. Again, taking a standby. Oh no, it's a dodge on there, is that?
Yeah, there's a dodge up there.
Tokens.
That is a dodge on those that unit. I think we're going to see a pretty cagey turn 1 from both players here. Nobody needs to exactly push out too far. They don't need to overcommit.
But I think that is why Doige's taken this table edge. He's taken it so that he can sit back. I'm not entirely sure I would have done payload from where he was at, because he doesn't really want to move. His army's better when it's static. And Jervis's army is quite good at move and shoot. Certainly in the early part of the game.
Yeah. Jervis only range 2 though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't mind chasing across, does he? Because he's got armor. And he's got the repair droids.
Armor into that much impact though, is that?
Well, that's why, again, yeah, that is the Doige thing. That's why he picked that side. But like I said, if you'd have known the mission, you probably would have taken the other side.
Yeah, swings and roundabouts, right? But what you got to sort of, I guess, think is before you choose mission, before you choose side, you get to look at your opponent's mission cards now, so you can see, okay, if I'm hemmed in, where am I? If I'm this, where am I? You know, and you could probably make a better assessment of stuff.
Yeah, I've started now walking around the table with my range 1 to see roughly where the deployments would be, to check what terrain is outside my deployment for things like key positions and payload. Because that makes a massive difference. Off center, like in this case, you've put a piece of terrain slap bang in the center, but lots of TOs will put it pushed to one side.
I think you'll find this is the center line, Owen. It is just off to the left.
Yeah, but there is actually a point of it that is right on the middle.
Yes, there is.
So
this is the right.
It's a very nice centerpiece. So there's no advantage for key positions gained there. So you have to watch those things when you pick your table edge.
Yeah. When I set this table up, I set it up, and then I asked our resident Legion host, I guess Dave, to come and have a look over it. Originally, I had this piece of terrain more this way, and this wasn't here. It was just this and the other one. And he said, you know, you need a bit of more of a blocky bit down this bottom side. And I was like, yeah, cool. But that's one of the best things about, I guess, this community here is I've only been playing Legion since May last year. Yeah. So not even a full year yet. It's like 11 months, and you know,
you've already won an event.
Multiple, too.
Just proving that anybody can do it.
Literally anybody can do it. I've won 2 events, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I won skirmish with Vader and double dewbacks.
Yeah.
And then I won skirmish with Dooku and 30B1.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
I like skirmish. I prefer skirmish because it's quicker.
You won when I wasn't there. That was the thing.
And then I did pretty well when I ran the Dark Troopers as well.
I really like skirmish. I think you have to treat it as quite a different game in terms of army building.
Yes. You have to find the jank.
Yeah.
Like you do.
You really lean into it. You have to go.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm taking Luke, then I'm building around Luke. Everything is about Luke.
Yep.
And then
I'm taking a bus. I'm taking Luke. I'm taking Shiv inside the bus to be able to help Luke live.
To make sure Luke's got his aim and dodge so that he can run around and just ruin people's day.
Yeah. And I think, for me, I like that. But for a lot of players, it isn't balanced, comparative, because the game is inherently built for 800 points. But I really like skirmish just because of how quick it is.
But then, like when we had we had a big teams event here. What's that?
It was a big teams event.
2 months ago. Month ago.
Start of March.
And it was my round 1 matchup was against. I had absolutely nothing that could deal with a tank, and I drew a tank round 1. But I won.
You did.
Because my entire army's thing is being quicker than my opponent and doing whatever the mission is.
Yep.
Because the skirmish missions, there's only 4. So if you know that your army can do those exact 4 missions well, regardless of what your opponent has, and then you just have to, again, go for the mission. Don't start trying to play games where you kill stuff. Just get the mission done.
I think, so I'm running 4, Dice and Ducks are running 4 Star Wars Legion events this year. The first one is in just over 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks this Saturday. And it is a Bounty Hunters event, which is a 2-day skirmish event, which is a lot of games. There's 7 games. But they're really quick. They're only like 90 minutes a game. It's not a huge amount of time.
No, it's fantastic.
And it means that the day seems a little bit slower because you're not rushing back into games.
Yeah.
But also, with the Bounty Hunters event, everybody has to take a Bounty Hunter or a secret mission. And they're only allowed one. And I think that's a really cool little thing that you can do. I don't think it would work so well in 800.
No, I think it victimizes clones more in 800.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a bounty hunter, and secret mission is much harder to achieve at 800 points.
Yeah.
I think it works really well in skirmish because actually, if you spend 55 points on a R2D2, then you've actually got a lot of points left for other stuff, whereas Rebels, Imperials, CIS and Shadow Collective are spending over 100 points most of the time to get their bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And in my case, my Mando normal equipment is like 170 points.
Yeah, that's what mine is too.
So it's
hefty. I love
hefty.
Mando though. I love him so much. Even though he is suboptimal compared to other choices.
Like skirmish, I think is good
He's incredible.
because you know people aren't going to have 2 Jedi.
Yeah.
And he can
hold down a Jedi.
He can hold a Jedi. The thing is, he's unlikely to kill the Jedi, but he's not going to die for a long time. And I was given prepared supplies because I go independent dodge and aim. So I'll have a dodge.
Yep.
So I'm immune pierce then.
Yep.
I've got the dodge on the card if I ever need to give him an order, or if I ever get hit by something exciting like a Wookiee charge or something like that. And
that's what I do with him. Although saying that, I don't run up close and personal with him anymore.
Me neither.
Because I don't shoot enough. Because he's in combat with the Beskar spear and the vibro knife.
Yeah, well, quite a few people have asked me why I don't run up close. They go, isn't it the best thing in the game? And I go, well, it is if your intention is to shoot with him, but he doesn't have gunslinger.
Nope.
And his shooting is actually quite underwhelming.
That 8 points I'm putting on tenacity every day.
And for me. I've been taking situational awareness because I've been going the number of times when I've been playing against people that the turn before I charge, I've been peeking out slightly and somebody shoots me and only the crit gets through. That's when I need my situational awareness dodge. Doige revealing, was it Grievous?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was all that's in his bag, isn't it now?
Yes, because Bosk has the order.
Yeah, and then he did H coupling and he's got one
B1 unit.
B1 unit in there. So
I guess he was kind of hoping that he wouldn't pull that B1 unit purely so that he could know where Grievous was.
Yeah.
But this early on, you're not that punished having Grievous pulled out super early.
No. And again, James's army is so short-ranged. I think he's got 2 units with a range 3 weapon.
That's my Mando. Situational awareness, tenacity, jetpack, prepared supplies, spear, and Grogu.
Yeah, that's basically what I've taken.
I like Grogu. I really like Grogu because on average it makes him a 7-wound Mandalorian.
I don't want to reveal too much on the stream about my list for bounty hunters,
well,
but I have been playing Grogu a lot recently.
Yeah.
I had one game where he only did a thing once in the whole game.
Yeah.
And then in the next game he healed 2 wounds and issued 2 lots of immobilize. And you go, that is phenomenal.
Do you know what Grogu is incredible at that a lot of people forget? He's free light cover.
Yeah, because you can always...
Because you have to take the suppression to do his special thing.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take that suppression. If you have to be out in the open, you use Grogu. Regardless if anything's in range, use Grogu. Get that suppression cover, and you're in light cover already.
And what my thinking is, in bounty, and if I get a mirror match and I come against another Mando, I want to have 1 more wound than them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I've got 1 more wound that can also heal me,
I was gonna say,
then even better.
On average, it's actually 2 wounds because he heals at least 1 on a game.
Yeah.
Most likely 2. And then he's also got the Grogu wound, so he's now 8 wounds.
Yeah.
7.5 wounds on average, I think, is what he turns out to be. But that's incredible for a bounty, for an impervious bounty hunter. Throwing, what is it, 3 red, 3 black in combat when he's got tenacity.
Yeah.
With Pierce 2?
And you can get it to Pierce 2 by spending the name for a reroll for duelist and spend 1 for lethal.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get
Well, he starts with 1 if he's
tokens.
not independent.
And I've been running them with comms relay because I take Tauntauns or the airspeeder, whichever one's not dead.
Yeah.
They normally get an order. Although I'd normally have HQ uplink on the airspeeder in skirmish, but
the thing about Mando for me is he is not only independent aim dodge, he's also tactical 1.
yeah.
So you're pretty much guaranteed 2 aims. And on the turn where you play his relentless card, he gets a dodge instead of an aim. But he's relentless, so you're making 2 moves with him. So he's got his 2 aims.
In fact, my last game I used him was against somebody using Bobber.
Yep.
I charged into Bobber 1 turn, hit him and hurt him, and then Grogu'd and got the immobilize on him. And he then in his turn played his card where he immobilized me.
Yeah.
And he went first, immobilized me. And I just said to him, I was like, yes, you can move away now, but then when I come chasing after you, I'm going to catch you because we're the same move. But I got tactical, so when I catch up with you, I'm still going to get the aim.
Yeah.
So if you're going to move away, you need to move to somewhere where it's better for you if you survive to be.
I think he's got a lot of play. I think for 170 points, he's really good for what he does. If you take Grogu, he's that much. If you don't, he's like 150.
Yeah.
Which means he's just insane.
Well, and I took him at the team event, and I came across Dart Troopers, and Dart Troopers are a real pain. But Whistling Birds, because it doesn't care about their armor, and yes, I think I did 2 wounds with Whistling Birds, maybe
dead.
But that's a dead Dart Trooper for free. It cost me my attack action, but I killed that. I did a wound somewhere else, and a couple of Stormtroopers died, and Doige's moved up. Look.
Yeah, he has. Sorry, I was just going to say, great thing about Whistling Birds, you can attack and then use Whistling Birds.
Yeah, because it's not an attack.
If you're in combat. Anyway, sorry. Back to the game. You know that thing that we're talking about? We can see that the AAT has moved up here to be in range of, I think, Grievous, to be honest with you. I think
he's a bit B2.
Yeah, he's going for those B2s, which he can't see them all.
Or has he got... Because he's... Was that checking to see if he was going to use his missiles?
Oh, very possibly.
But isn't it range 4 for his... Oh, he's going for a mixed pool, so he must be firing his missiles.
Let's have a look. Let's go through to the AAT. Add it to the game. Add the armor-piercing shells. So the armor-piercing shells are 2 to 3.
Yeah.
And the big thing is 2 to 4.
Yeah, well, he's just rolled both together, I think. Yeah, he has.
Yes. Wait, what? Oh, he must be in
range
range 3.
He must be just going for the B2s.
Yeah.
I think you can see 3 of them, so...
Being honest... Oh, it's impact 3 on the pool. Yeah, okay, it's huge. I was going to say, I'd just fire the big gun twice. 8 red dice, but impact is incredible. I mean, there's 4 crits there.
Yeah. Yeah. That was after cover as well, so... Oh, and there's some blanks there.
I can't see them all because I've cropped it dodgy. What have you done, Ben? Is that 4 blanks? That's 4
That
blanks.
is 4 blanks. That's 2 B2s dead.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah, well... Speaking as James's last stream opponent, he's got it coming to him.
Yes, that is not what James wants to see. Oh my god, look, I can make this so much bigger.
He's only got 1 PK droid left to go this turn.
Yes, he has.
So he can only restore 1 of them.
And then it'll only be on 1 wound, right?
1 wound, yeah.
So it's easy enough for him to just
that squad is diminished.
All right, I'm just slowly going through the cameras here, chat, making sure the dice tray is appropriately sized for all of the cool dice rolls that James is going to fail. Let me move it there.
I don't like to be a guy who cheers for Doige, but I'm more than happy to cheer against James for a little bit.
Do you know what? Doige, I think, definitely has the capability to be incredibly good.
Yeah. Well, he is. He and I have both been playing war games since it was
the dawn of time.
Yeah. I'm gonna say before it was cool, but I'm still not sure it's cool now.
Has it ever been cool?
It certainly wasn't cool when I started playing. 1996.
I was 1.
Wow.
In 96. Depending on what month, I might have been less than 1.
It was late. It would have been like December time.
Yeah, okay. I was September 95 birthday.
I got my first model in 97, so that was exciting. I just borrowed models before then.
Yeah. Oh, it's not the same anymore, is it? I mean, we actively lend stuff out to people all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same as it used to be. People used to be like, here, play with my entire army on a frequent thing.
Well, we both come from the Lord of the Rings community, and I don't think I ever went to a Lord of the Rings event without bringing
somebody else's stuff.
Yeah. It was always, oh, could I borrow a Gil-galad mounted, 3 archers. Somebody else would want to borrow some Corsairs or something.
Yeah. I think that all comes from the scarcity of the models, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the affordability, when you're in a group where there's students and school-age people, you need to borrow a lot.
You do, yeah.
And I guess...
What they say, beg, borrow, and steal?
When I played Heresy in the early days of Heresy, and that was very different, with everybody turning up with their shiny resin, spending
thousands.
Yeah,
literally thousands.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't keep up. I left.
One of my friends tried to play Heresy. Sorry, we are on a different system. We'll get back to the game in a second. Tried to play Heresy. Went to his local club, and they actively took the mick out of him the entire time because his Ultramarines weren't painted with the correct colour of blue.
Oh, because they changed.
Yeah.
Wow. That's petty.
And they basically, nobody really wanted to play with him because of that.
I went to the very first Forge World event for Heresy.
Yep.
And one guy turned up with an army of plastic Marines, but all of them were Mark 6 and they were for the Raven Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked amazing.
Yep.
But his army probably cost 1/10 of most people's armies there that day. No one said a word because they were just, pleased to be playing a game that was fun. But the final game of the weekend, everyone took out their big toys, and it was I didn't have a Titan, and I didn't have a whatever they call the biggest land raiders you can buy, and I just took all my models off over 2 turns. It was a bit depressing.
Heresy to me has always felt like a rich boys club.
Yeah, it is fun though.
It's more accessible now though. It's plastic.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's it's fun.
When a resin tank would have cost you £90,
a
plastic one now costs you 95. So
it's very affordable.
Anyway, enough of that crap. Back onto this
his
game.
Grievous is just tucked in, and his miners are all tucked in. He is just gonna try and
hide behind that rock, move the payload up.
Yeah,
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him trying to go this
around,
way.
Yeah,
maybe even goes really long. Probably not though. He probably beelines it at this point.
But if because you don't have to have line of sight to the bomb cart, the bomb cart can go this way around, and he can just tuck his troops in here and just swing a guy out if he needs to get the range. So one guy, and then he's only got this moment where he's exposed. But by that point, the tank's got to come round into there. So at that point, he can even feint and go up after the tank and try and scare him, or can just shred some B1s.
Which is most likely. And also remember, the players did discern that this bit of scatter is line of sight blocking.
Yeah.
So if he can conga his way down here, he's into a big W. I want to see what Maul's actually going to do here in Jervis's turn when he activates. Whether he's going to actually do anything, or if he's just going to sit there and wait. Because there's no need for him to go aggressive at the moment, is there?
But that's boss going, and that's the last of Doige stuff, I think.
Yep.
So now
Maul will have to go.
Do you run Maul as fast as you can, or do you just tap? I think I'd be tempted, like you said, to... Because he could double move and then... He's going...
He's not going to be in speed 1 here, is he?
No, he's not going to be at range 1, so he can't do the...
Push.
But he might be able to get there for the push for next turn. Yeah, so he's moving up, and then he'll push him into him to keep him safe for the start of next turn. And obviously he's got choke, so you can choke.
See him just there off onto the right-hand side. He can choke the heavy.
What Master of the Force is this Maul?
He's not.
He's not?
No Maul is Master of the Force.
Wow, so in that case...
Like, he has to recover. Jervis hasn't even... Oh, he can't take Witch Magic. But yeah, he's not even... Oh, there was a standby trigger.
Yeah.
We both forgot about that standby trigger. Those B1s are getting out of dodge.
Yeah, well...
No force push for you, Jervis.
Good move there, really.
Do you know what? That was incredible, Doige.
Yeah, Doige's actually managed to do a tactical
That,
thing.
no, absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Doige coming in, giving obscenities from the room.
Doige stuck with the plan. That's an achievement for him.
And you.
Yeah, well...
Sorry.
I can cast shade because I am the same.
I'm going to just move this up a
so
little
look
bit.
at that stack of aims that boss got, and look how useful they were.
2, 4, 6 aims.
And look what he did with them. Nothing.
All right. What does Doige play? Here. What's his play? What's his card? Is it low? Is it a 1-pip?
Well, if Maul goes first, he double moves to reach a B1 squad. He chokes the rocket launcher out of another squad, and he slashes the squad he's in, and then he force pushes another squad into him. I don't think that Doige can let him do that. I think he's got to move something towards him.
But Grievous is too far away to engage. Bosk could maybe get there. But would you really want to put Bosk in combat with him? Probably not.
But even if he went first with a B1 squad. Oh, he's here.
Oh, 1 second. Go ahead. You ask the question.
He's gonna cheat by asking me the how to play. Now, my thought would be, does he just dip to try and get a B1 squad shooting Maul first? Because if he can push, I mean, if he can push 2 or 3 wounds through, that Maul is in danger, even from a B1 squad just stamping on it in combat. I think that would be where I'd be worried from James's point of view. And the shots there, you've got the critical rifle is one of them. Then he's got the rocket squad up on the hill and a rocket squad down on the floor. I would be tempted to oh, which would I go for? Probably the... Well, if he's not got... Yeah, I think I'd go for the critical rifle and just... Because throw as many dice as you can at him. Or even... Actually, no. Go for the rocket. Because it's going to cycle. And if it's dead, it doesn't matter. And look, Doige just placed his cup in front of Maul. That's like really helpful cup placement. Let's see if we can go back to the top. There we go. Jervis will want to play his 1-pip now, probably for Maul to get stuck in. Or does he just go 2 and save that 1-pip for when he's more exposed? I guess at worst he gets shot by 1 squad, which I wouldn't want, but he might be willing to take it. But I do think one of the problems that Doige has got here is that AAT is going to have to move to shoot. And that is too far away from Maul to move and shoot, I think. So it's not going to be the tank play. And it's not got a great line on the B2s that he shot at last turn, now that one of them is dead. And you actually wouldn't want to shoot the B2s before they go, because he'll just repair droid them.
I was just explaining to them that if they read the rules, it explains the rules. No.
Oh, did you tell him to read the rules?
I did. If you ever come to one of my events, in my briefing, the first thing I will say is, if you've got any judge calls, the first thing I will do when I come over to your table is tell you to read the rules.
Well, Jervis is notorious for being the store champ, but not knowing the rules.
Well,
so,
yeah, definitely. So, basically, the question was, because of the way that the payload works, when does the suppression go on them?
Oh, okay.
Do they get a chance to remove it or not?
Is it before the end?
The answer is they do not get a chance to remove it because the cleanup phase happens, in which
Yeah.
you remove all tokens and all that sort of stuff, and the payload happens at the end of the round,
Yeah.
which is after the cleanup phase.
Yeah.
So the bomb cart moves, the suppression will be taken. The B2s are Courage 2 anyway. Courage 2? No. They are Courage 1, but they've got Grievous near, so they're basically Courage 2.
Yeah.
Which they don't care about. No, they are Courage 2 base.
Yeah.
Oh.
Loving it.
I thought they were Courage 1.
No. B1's a Courage 1.
Nice.
Yeah, hilariously, B2's, Courage 2, but Rebel Veterans. I'm going to keep saying this until AMG listen. Rebel Veterans tactically withdrew it from an army of AT-AT walkers. They didn't just run away right at the start. They watched like dozens of those things walk out the mist. Didn't care.
And then ran.
And then they ran back to their transports.
Sorry, we are on to round 2. We have a reptilian rampage. Then I completely missed Jervis's card.
Jervis, put it back.
May suffer one at last, right? Is it at last? No, Duel of Fate. No, it is at last. The one where Maul can take a wound.
Yes.
It's at last. I can see it in the top left
If she
right corner.
Yeah.
There you go. So, orders go out. HQ uplink happens. Bounce, 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 bounce. Grievous in the pool.
Yeah. But that's going to be possibly the last turn that happens now.
Yes, very much so.
Because that HQ uplink one is the second one up.
Which is the one that's going to die.
Yeah. It's got the critical rifle in it.
I mean,
I think that's the one I would charge and then choke the rocket launcher is what I would be doing.
I guess the idea with here is to try and get 2 of those attacks with Bosk onto Maul before he does anything.
But if you're Maul, you're charging the squad with the critical rifle. You are choking the rocket off the top of the hill, and then you're pushing the bottom squad into you. So you're not leaving any room for Bosk. So that so that Doige has to do
withdraw.
At least one withdraw, depending on how many guys are left in his first squad. So Doige really wants to evaporate with that squad to get on with it. But I guess Doige actually doesn't have as much rush because those B2s aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
And the rest of his army is positioned for smacking them.
I was just going to have a read of it at last. Not actually got Maul in my thing.
I've just been watching the Clone Wars the last couple of days, reminding myself of the episodes that take place on Mandalore, and watching Maul again. He's so cool.
Maul's great.
He's just so bitter. I think he's a quality guy. Oh, he's gone for the bottom squad.
Having those 3 activations, I probably wouldn't have done that. So what's he done?
He's choked the critical rifle.
He aimed, moved, stood by.
Yeah.
Oh, he stood by
so that he can recharge.
Well, also so that whatever happens, Maul can react.
Yeah, so his plan is, if those B1s withdraw, he can chase after them.
Yep.
But
if you do, you just punch.
Well, you're going to say when you ran away to deal with their inability to read the rules. I was saying, if I was Doige, I'd be shooting in with a rocket squad or the critical shot before Maul runs in if I could.
Yep.
Because you do 2 wounds, and he's within 1 lucky B1 swing of death.
Yeah, he is.
Because, like, you look at that squad, if Doige doesn't aim before he stamps, he's rolling a decent dice pool, especially compared to his shooting.
It's 8 white, right?
Yeah, so you go... If he just starts driving random wounds through, and then obviously James will then want to react by hitting them back, which would then...
Free space.
Free space up. So...
And then Grievous is in.
And then Grievous is in. So if I was Doige, in fact that's what he's doing. Like,
I mean,
there it is.
Sure, there you go.
There you go, 2 hits. So, And oof.
Oh,
Spends a surge, so there's 1 wound again. Yeah, see, that's it then. Does he respond to this by hitting back? Because if he does...
Oh, he's got into the fray, hence the surge, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
See, he can't hit back now. He's going to have to wait for one of the other B1 squads to activate.
He could hit back now, couldn't he?
No, if he does, Grievous is going to slay him.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
So he really can't do that.
But that kind of puts James in a bit of a weird position because Jervis can act... He has activation ability now to be able to depict when Maul's going to stand by or trigger his standby.
Yeah, well, he's going to have... I mean, looking at it, at least 3 goes to react because, I mean, Grievous could move up and away, but Bosk is probably... Bosk isn't likely to go anywhere.
There's nothing wrong with Bosk moving up onto here. And then he's probably going to be out of range too. Because remember, it's at the end.
You know what? If that is out of range too, has he got scale?
Bosk, yeah. He's a reptile.
Oh, he's still only moving 1 though. That's probably too far. It's hard to tell at the...
He has scale, yeah.
Yeah, if it had been right up there, he would have been...
Well, you got to remember, Bosk's Reptilian Rampage lets him move, shoot something, and then he can take a wound to do another move.
But...
Will he be out? Yeah, okay.
After the move is when the standby triggers.
Also line of sight, because if he ends his move here...
Oh yeah, he would be out of line of sight.
The elevation might put him out of line of sight.
That's a good shout.
There is a world where only B1s can trigger Maul's standby here.
And actually, if Doige wants to, he could move Grievous down and take a standby himself. And then that just again stops Maul's turn. Maul this turn will have only killed 1 thing. And that was a rifle. So
we can see. I'm going to go and adjust that camera real quick so we can actually have a look at this fight. But let's go back to the top down and
yeah, so it looks like they're discussing going over the hill potentially, and whether they can. Okay, so what they're talking about is, in Legion, if you want to go up and down an elevation, if it's higher than your silhouette, but lower than the range 1 ruler, you can make a speed 1 move and move up or down that elevation. If it's higher than that, then you need to have scale, which allows you to move up to height 2, which is the range 2 ruler. So he's able to make that move where he's effectively going over that rock because it's less than a height 1. And that is that injured squad, so that would be awfully tempting for the AAT to try and have another go at it, because it could take it down to a pretty bad situation. Now he's measuring range 3 because that must be his red dice range 3 squad.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening, shooting into one of Doige's squads. They were just having a chat because if you look at this bit of terrain, if we look from this side here, you can see that it's 2 levels, but the height of that terrain is less than height 1. So I've classed it as heavy obstacle terrain.
Yeah, so they can just
hop over because it's less than height 1.
Yeah.
They can, their climb move is it reduces the speed to 1, but they can get all the way over the top.
Yeah, it's an odd one because you wouldn't think you can go up and then down all in one go, but the restriction isn't there in the rules.
Correct.
Legion is a game where a lot of it is based on a 2D plane.
Yep. It's a 2D game. To be fair, when you look at a lot of war games, in fact, touch wood, nearly all war games, there will be some exceptions, but they are all they could all be played 2D with set height variables.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what if you went back to how War Machine used to be last edition? That was just literally they had neoprene bits of cut out terrain, like the forests that we've got.
Yeah, they did. I've got some of their rocks and stuff that they used to have.
Yeah, that you could
nice.
play Legion like that. Technically, there is nothing stopping you from doing that.
No, and especially now with the new line of sight rules, because if something is elevated at all,
yep,
it is always going to gain cover.
Yep.
From your shot. So. Because you just draw it from the bottom of their base to the bottom of your base.
Yep. So we've seen that gun. Climb up and do some shooting.
See, I think that's the shot back has done.
It took off that wounded.
3 wounds. It did 3 wounds.
So we only got the 2 left. Struth.
What shot back?
Oh,
is it Bosk shooting?
Yeah, this is Bosk shooting.
So he's not done what? Yeah, I guess that's the other option for Doige is to do those lower activations early.
Yep. Although Bosk's shooting was very strange. He's done his 2 shot because he can do 2 activations, right?
Yeah, he can do a move and then a thing. Is he going to try and do a move and then a standby?
You can't do standby if you've done an attack.
Can he not with his special card?
No. During Bosk activation, he can perform up to 2 attack actions, and he may suffer a wound to perform a free move.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so he's not shooting again. Is he going to... Did he make 2 rounds of shooting then to...
Yeah, he shot those B2s twice.
Yeah.
Because they're on the same elevation.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we can see it from this. Yeah, we can. So, Bosk was stood up here. And because these B1s and Bosk were on the same elevation, there's no actual cover for him. He's okay to shoot him. But I think what he's trying to do here is he's trying to bait out the maul standby to hopefully kill those B1s and leave space for Grievous.
I don't know if you shot them twice. I was at 3 suppression. It should be at 4. Is one of those 3?
Yes. Yeah, the one.
Is
one of those a 3?
Oh, it must be. The bottom one must be a 3 because it's not quite as focused as the other one. You really need to kill one more of those B2s to make the pain hit. To make it so that they had to restore 2 minis and not just restore 1, because he could even save his heal for another turn.
I'm back. Yeah, that is a 3 on the bottom.
Yeah.
I just said to Jervis, he needs better tokens.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're shiny, but they're also still small.
They're the same size, is the problem. I'm so used to a 3 suppression being a bigger physical size than a 1 suppression.
Do you watch Krabuk at all? His streams, his programs, because he's sponsored by some token company in America who make metal tokens.
What?
And they're really expensive, but they look beautiful.
Amazing.
And I was looking at him going, well, that's all well and good, but for the people who don't know me, I carry my army around in a shopping bag.
Yeah,
and I think my one arm is going to be longer than the other for a start.
How expensive are those tokens? What? They must be crazy expensive.
Well, you get a discount with a Krabok VIP discount code.
No, I'm just thinking, could I get some sets for the stream?
Yeah, well, why not?
I like to try and give the players that play on the stream as much of an easy experience as possible. So I encourage them. So they're all using my order tokens. They use my dice and my dice bag because then there's no arguments about anything. And I try and encourage them to use my tokens, but if they want to use their own, they are more than welcome to.
And not just any dice bag.
A Wizard Lizard wears
a Wizard Lizard dice bag made by
Kitty.
Yes.
Or me, depending on which dice bag it is.
And they're brilliant. I got one for being in the final of the Sanctuary League, which we have a league for the store. So every event that you come to, your wins are added up, and then the top people play a knockout tournament, which I got to the final and then blew it. But yeah, so I got a dice bag for that, and it's great. Mine's got lots of different Mandalorian helmets, different colours. Looks awesome. I'm very pleased with it.
I absolutely love the
your latest round, those Mandalorian ones you had for the team event were gorgeous.
I have another 20 of those at home that I need to finish off. Yeah. Then they'll be making their way in store.
I think one of them might be making its way into my pocket.
Mate, they're amazing. I love them so much. We're always on the lookout for new materials because we don't just do Star Wars ones. We do Marvel ones and Lord of the Rings ones and stuff. And we've got 2 more Lord of the Rings designs to come through yet.
Oh, nice.
And I think there's another 4 Star Wars ones to come through.
And they're all stocked here at Sanctuary. Do the shops buy into it yet?
Not just yet, but we are opening up our website shortly Like, hopefully by the end of the bank holiday weekend, I'll have it finished. I've only got the contact page to finish off.
Nice.
And then that'll all be available for either you to purchase online, or for shops to be able to inquire about stocking them.
But they are nice, and they're all like handmade and made in the UK. So
handmade, hand cut as well.
Yeah.
So they're all a bit special. No, they're all locally sourced materials as well.
They're all special. They're all really good quality. I'm not just sat next to you,
puffing smoke up my ass.
But I use mine. I've got 2 dice bags, one for my dice and one for my tokens, because I have a knitted Grogu one that a lady comes to the bring and buy here knitted. It's fantastic as well.
Leanne.
Yeah, she makes like chocolate, orange, I don't know what to call them, like a sleeve, so that it can look like a Mandalorian helmet and stuff like that. She does great stuff.
Doige
shuffling up,
just cheating and moving terrain. Yeah, she's great. They do a really good job. And all the materials that we find for the Wizard Lizard Wear stuff is either bought from our local economist up the road, fabricologist, haberdashery up the road from our house, or in Chesterfield Town Centre or Sutton.
Yeah,
we don't order anything online. It's everything is sourced as local as we can get it.
So Doig was a bit unlucky there. He moved up. He rolled everything at the B2s in that squad, and then rolled just 2 hits, which went to cover.
Yeah.
So no impact kicking in. But
looks like the PK worker droid from the unit in the middle of the battlefield has healed one of those droids back. So we're back up to 4 wounds. Doig, this is what are you doing?
He's trying to get round him now. I think I would abandon that idea.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the bomb cart now. You stop there, bomb cart.
It's turn 2, but it's already a turn too late.
Yeah.
You are deployed on the wrong side of the map from your bomb cart.
Actually, going back to the turn 0, if he'd have stuck Grievous and Bosk on the bomb cart, the odds of Maul killing Bosk or Grievous round 1 is tiny. So he would have moved the bomb cart turn 1, and he would have been able to neutralise Maul over that turn.
Yeah.
And you go, I know it would have been a big play, but there's a part of me that just thinks, would that have, from James's point of view, if he loses Maul in the first turn or the first activation of turn 2, so that bomb cart just shifts just because of B1s, that's got to hurt. Instead, he's moved he's moved the squad that have lost their critical weapon. Yeah. They're now chasing bomb carts, so.
Yeah, I mean.
But still, I'm not sure they're going enough. I guess you got to threaten it to spread out James's forces.
Yeah, but James has put himself in a commanding position with that unit of B2s in the centre of the battlefield.
Yeah.
I have no worries about a unit of B2s shooting off a unit of B1s.
But even if he tries to do what we initially said and going the long way around that hill, those B2s can break off from the bomb cart because there's an entire army behind them.
Yeah,
and they've already used at least one of their repairs.
I'd see the bomb cart move here, and then I would see these guys move up to be here. The bomb cart would then move there, and they would just have to chase it.
Yeah.
It would maybe get one more movement before that unit of B2s are dead.
Yeah.
And it's too little, too late. So, I think it's a really difficult position that Doig's deployment with the bomb carts put him in.
Yeah.
I think he does need to be ignoring it now, though.
Do you think he would have been better placing the bomb cart in a less obvious place, so that Maul would have had to work harder to influence the game? Like, would he have been better to have placed his bomb cart right up near their bomb cart and almost it would have held a unit back against that edge?
Here and here.
Yeah, because then they would have had to kept a B2 unit back.
Potentially, but what you got to remember is in the melee fight, Jervis has the win because he's got Maul and Grievous.
Yeah.
Doig's only got Maul. I mean, our little lizard friend isn't bad until when he's enraged.
Yeah, and or on that turn that we've just had where he can attack twice.
But when he's enraged, because enraged 3 gives him charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's enraged. Although Bosk's 7 wounds and regenerate 3.
Yeah. There's always a chance he can just keep going.
Yeah. And he's independent surge too, so he's got 2 surge defends if you don't give him an order.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'd have just thrown him into maul.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he could have, because Maul would then used his force push the first time to try and get rid of him, to try and get into the game, and then you've got less to worry about. Because the advantage, the force push is the advantage. And once that's used.
Neither of the players were going to use Ventress today. They did say that much to me. Which I'm a bit sad about because I want to see her on the tabletop. I think she's, on paper, I've not played with her yet. I've got her at home. On paper, I think she looks great.
I've been here a lot last week, and lots of people have been using it, ready for the bounty hunters, or just for funsies, and it's not been going well. She's very glass cannon, but I think part of that is loadout. I think you've got to take burst of speed. Because she needs to be delivered without ever going in the open.
How different is she in playstyle from, say, Dooku? Because Dooku's glass cannon.
But he's got no charge. She's got charge.
So you think she's easier to play?
So I think she's easier to play, but I think she's easier to kill. Because she's only, what, 5 wounds? 6 wounds? 5 wounds?
6, I think, isn't she?
But she's...
She 5? She can't be 5, surely. She's 5 wounds?
Yeah, so she's easier to kill.
Oh my god, she's shocking.
But she has independent dodge, so not giving an order means she's going to deflect the first shot.
She's not surge crit either.
And she's not surging either way. I think Dooku's stronger, but I think his command cards are better.
Yeah.
But in skirmish, I think she'll excel in skirmish. But I think you've got to take some way to get a
snail tank or something
there. But then snail tanks are so expensive points-wise. They're, I mean, even monetary-wise, but we won't worry about that. So
72 quid a tank?
Yeah, something.
They're grim.
Silly.
More saves successful there on those B2s up at the top. They now have 6 suppression on them. Crazy amount of suppression.
Could see a B2 unit panic, which is nowhere near as exciting as it used to be.
Well, it doesn't move off the board anymore, does it? It just sits there. This impact's not doing a lot for him.
That heavy cover is doing a lot though.
The heavy cover is helping Jervis a lot. I mean, we're only on turn 2 if it's a 5-turn game, you know.
And the tank's not gone yet, so that's... I expect to see that unit take a beating from the tank. I mean, although it has hard, hasn't it? Yeah. So maybe is he better going for something else?
There's 4 wounds left in that unit.
And that unit doesn't have a PK. Are you better off shooting off a PK?
But arguably, remove the activation.
Oh, look. Now we know where the targets need to go.
Oh, there's some Magnus.
There's Magnus.
Behind heavy cover.
It's heavy cover either way. But the Magnus are probably a more immediate threat. And he has, like you said, he's not got much combat to be able to deal with them.
Hang on. He's put 2 in front of the barricade, 2 behind.
Yeah.
Isn't the rule the majority of the unit has to be behind?
But 50% still would be the majority in it. They allow 50% to be the point where it changes.
Right, okay.
So exactly half is okay. But he's done that because it means if he gets shot from below, he's still getting heavy cover.
Yeah.
Because the problem is if you had 3 out, there's this unit here. If they shoot and he has another guy there, they're getting no cover.
To be fair, all they have to do is move up slightly and they'll be getting no cover. Because these guys are far enough away from the barricade, you could probably get this guy 50% over.
Yeah, if your unit leader is exactly in line with that barricade, you may well do it. Yeah?
I think there's the
It depends how tucked in it is. But here comes the...
but the question is, does
why is he moving? Oh, he's going after Grievous. He can't be going after Grievous, please.
There's 4 Magna Guards stood in front of you, Doige. They've got 1 dodge on them. You've got 8 red dice with crit 4 in the pool. Well, crit 2, 2 lots of crit 2. Please shoot the Magnus.
Or is he going for this? Oh, he might be going for the squad. He might just be pushing up for rage.
Speaking of Dice and Ducks, just had a ticket bought by Mr. Ryan Charlesworth. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Good player, Ryan. Imperial.
So, at the Bounty Hunters event, please tell all your grandmas about it. I think there's like... It's going to be so sad. I think there's only like 10 players at the moment.
There's not many of us signed up on Longshanks.
No. But it's going to be a crazy good event. There's literally 15 awards to win.
There's too many prizes. Like, I'll keep looking at it and getting tempted. Do I feel Padme? Nobody's going to feel Padme. Maybe I'll go R2. Nobody will go R2.
There you go.
IG-11. Nobody's going to go IG-11. Oh, wait, but I don't think I can get a bounty with IG-11. So
But this is one of the things about it I like so much, is because there's so much variation in it.
yeah,
Maybe it would have been better if it was just a one-dayer, but you know,
maybe.
we're a bit too late down that line. We do have 2 800-point master events coming up this year, though.
Which are going to be great.
Yep. They are both standard events. I have dubbed them masters events in the hopes that it brings more than it puts Doige off.
Doige is shooting twice.
Yep.
So he shot once at the B2 squad, and now he's shooting at who?
The Magnus. That's a Magnus save. No, it's a Grievous save.
Grievous. So he's used his dodge and he's taken a wound. Or did he not see that he had a dodge? But has he got situational?
Grievous doesn't know.
No, so he must have taken a wound. And what's that? A single dice?
A single red.
Oh, they were resolving whether or not he could use his... they must have been resolving whether or not he could use it.
Oh. I mean, you can't dodge crits, so...
And he had high velocity because he was only shooting with the main gun. That was high velocity, I think.
In that pool... Oh, I will... Yes, give me a second.
So no dodge. Unless he did it for the surge. But it's such a weird... I mean, Doige, when you watch this back, because I know you will, that really you shouldn't have been moving up. You should have been shooting those Magna Guard and just pulling their pants down, really. You're not going to get many goes to kill them. Or tie their shoelaces together, maybe. Might be a better, more modern metaphor.
That was hilarious. They were like, oh yeah, high velocity is a rule. I'm like, yes, it is a rule. How do you not know? How long have you not been playing this game? High velocity is incredible. For those oh god, this microphone's a lot closer to my face than it was earlier.
You swap sides, that's why.
No, this has always been on this side.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to watch it back and find out.
I can pull the VOD up if you want.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, high velocity is so good in this game. People completely underestimate it.
But it's because you have to have only high velocity weapons in the pool for it to work.
I'm pretty sure they changed that in the new rules.
I thought they FAQ'd it back again.
Oh, they haven't. Don't do this to me. Really?
They did it with most things, didn't they? They FAQ'd it back.
I hope not, because I thought it was quite a nice change. For high velocity. While defending against an attack in high velocity with the weapon... whilst defending against an attack in which weapons with the high velocity keyword are the only weapons in the attack pool. Yeah, they changed it. Oh.
So it's good for, like, rebel snipers.
I thought it was a really good change, though. I thought it was like, oh my god, it makes stuff so much more useful.
Well, it made all of the rebel scout-related shenanigans good, but that's why they don't get the rule, because, you know, rebels are getting a kick in at the moment.
I don't know. Well, to be fair, Ahsoka looks very...
She's good. I really like her, but she's not what the rebels needed.
I think she's the most balanced release we've had for a little bit.
Yeah, certainly having come through Blizzard Force,
Dark Troopers, Moff is insane on his own as well.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Oh,
That's awful shooting from the B1s, but, you know, B1s.
Another suppression. This is not what you needed. Oh, he split fire. They don't surge, do they? And they're in heavy cover, so 2 go, 1 will impact. So he's going to roll 1 dice.
Impact will apply before the cover, but there was 3 hit.
Impact's after cover.
Is it after cover?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's in the...
Yeah, so he's removed 2 for cover and then 1 for impact.
I mean, you can't get 3 cover anyway.
No.
So with the 3 hits, at least 1's getting through.
And
which it fails.
A B2 dead. And I think he's gone now with all of his PKs, so that was actually dead.
The only thing to do is Grievous on Doige's side, and then obviously Maul still has his...
You've got Grievous and Grievous on either side.
Double Grievous and a Maul.
And the Maul standby. So it depends on what Grievous does.
23 dice to do 3 wounds to Moff in our game, Owen. It says probably delirious.
Yeah, that's Ryan.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
And it was 23 wounds. It was because he used dodges as well to get rid of some wounds. It was awful. And then when I finally got through Gideon, I ran my Commander Vader into his Callus.
Yep.
Who I think was in a attack shooting mode, and suppressed out the game, so he couldn't reconfigure before he hit. So he just rolled whatever his natural attacks are, and managed to kill my Vader with his natural attack.
Yeah.
That won in the game.
That was at the 800, right?
That was at the 800. That was when I was running Dave Grant's Vader Palp Gav Tank, which was possibly the most fun I've had playing anything, because it was just ridiculous.
Good.
Tabled one opponent, made somebody else quit after 2 turns, and then I had a Ryan Moff Gideon PTSD moment.
I love Moff.
But I've played Moff twice in tournaments, and he is hard work to kill because he naturally surges.
I think with all these smaller characters, I'm surprised Ahsoka surges to crit and Ventress doesn't. But also, I'm surprised Din and Moff both surge defend.
Yeah. But Din surge defend like all of the Mandos do.
Yeah.
But Moff, it's very strange.
Well, he's got Beskar plate on him, hasn't he?
Well, we don't know.
Come on.
We think he does.
If he's got that much access to Beskar, he's going to use it, surely.
Or maybe he doesn't know how to use it. Maybe he doesn't know how to forge it.
No, what you don't understand is the facade. The front bit is just a bit of fabric his mum made him. Inside is just a load of Beskar ingots stapled to him.
That's his cosplay outfit.
Yeah.
And he's just literally just sellotaped some strips of Beskar.
That's his childhood Darth Vader cosplay outfit.
And that must be why he never gets effective by Force users, really, because they can't no matter how good at Force push they are, he's really heavy because he's just got bars of Beskar all across him.
What a guy. So we've seen Doige's Grievous, some would say foolishly, move up, but outside of range 2 of Maul. So Maul's not going to get to do his attacks this turn.
Which also means next turn, Maul, because Maul used his Force push, I think, to get those there.
Did he?
I think he might have done.
I thought I just thought he double moved in.
No, because they were further back, I think. But
that was the bottom unit he engaged, remember, not the top one.
Yeah, but then if you go, well, then he's going to have to kill them and then start moving. I'm not sure he's got the legs for it.
Is that a pun? Because he ends up losing his legs.
It is the pun on his legs.
Got it.
I had to work it in.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said I had to twerk it. Then I'm like, Owen.
I had to work it.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm too Kirkby sometimes. Tut
work.
Tut pub.
Oh, it is a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It seems to me like it feels like a Saturday because this morning I got out of bed at 11 o'clock.
My mother-in-law couldn't understand that today was Friday. She made that comment earlier.
Very strange.
She said she checked a laptop and 2 phones before she believed that it was Friday.
Grievous moved up
and shot his pistol. with relentless. Oh, why would you go that way? Is he going to forget about the line of sight part of the standby?
Surely just stay where he is.
Or I would maybe move to the lower right of the trees, ready to go and sweep up some B2s if that's his job.
The one's in the middle. Now, you know, right, we both know Doige. He is bloodthirsty as he is.
He's going to make Grievous fight Grievous. We all know that's going to happen.
And he's going to be like, well, my Grievous is better because yours has taken a wound.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Although, where is his wound?
It's... They have got it because he acknowledged it. Oh, it's the token down at the bottom in the open.
Oh, okay.
That was Grievous's. Grievous has since taken, just for clarity, Jervis's Grievous is just here. If we go view left, I think we can see it.
So for those of you who don't know Doige, Doige's thing is making his Grievous collect lightsabers and shiny things.
Yep.
If you ever play against him, if you stick your shiny thing somewhere where it's tactically useless for Doige's Grievous to be,
he'll go for it.
He'll go for it, and you will likely win the game as a result. So,
I mean,
I'm looking forward to using Ahsoka, because I think if I stick Ahsoka at one side, most of his army will be headed her way. I hope he plays her in a tournament. For the
what about
first time.
Sabine? You gonna run Sabine with her?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Did you see the trailer? You did.
Yes.
Oh my word.
Oh my word.
My word. Kitty saw it before me, and she lost her mind. And I'm like, you're not even as big a Star Wars fan. What's going on here?
The awful thing about these trailers is I want to share my excitement, but you don't want to ruin somebody else's first watch.
All I can say is it is amazing, and the casting is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we know who Ahsoka is because we've seen her in The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
And that's not changed.
Have you seen the other trailer from today?
For Ahsoka?
No, for
the young Jedi thing.
What's it called? Acolyte.
No.
It's a High Republic TV series. So Yoda would have been like 200 years old or something.
They are smashing out great quality Star Wars content. I mean, I watched this week's Mandalorian and lost my mind.
See, it was odd because this week's Mandalorian it felt like they'd written down a load of different TV series that they liked as kids.
Yeah.
And went, how can we make the story involve all of these different TV tropes all at once? And I got to say, I quite enjoyed it.
That last scene?
Yeah, the last scene was worth.
That blew me. Like, that was like, that's not how I expected to happen.
Grievous 2-pip versus a mechanized incursion. Okay, so that was actually probably a good shout from Doige.
Supreme Commander and a mechanized incursion. On turn 3.
So it's going to be...
I mean, when a friendly unit is issued an order, he can choose a unit of 1 to 2. It'll be B1s. He'll then bounce it.
I completely understand why Jervis played that card, because he's assuming that Grievous is coming for Grievous.
But
that 1-pip, maybe Doige's going to make up for last turn and actually shoot those flipping Magna Guard.
Remember, the bomb car, or the payload, sorry, actually acts like a repulsor vehicle.
So it's literally the silhouette it is.
Payload.
So it would offer heavy cover to Grievous.
But it doesn't block line of sight like a ground vehicle would. Because a ground vehicle would just completely block the line of sight, right?
Only up to its silhouette.
Yeah, but it's a notch-based.
Or does it follow notch-based rules? So would it be as tall as a Tauntaur?
I'm just going to double check.
That would be hilarious if it is.
Star Wars. Atomic Mass Games. Star Wars Legion documents. Errata? Probably.
So there's the orders, you've got Grievous getting one, the Magna Guard, and then the tank will take an order from the card, and the card also allows him to issue an order to a unit within range 1 to 2, which he then daisy chains all the way down those B1s. It looks like they're out of range of the B1s that are at the very bottom, which also weren't in range 1 of that bomb cart, so that bomb cart's not moved. That is surprising. Why has Doige not put a token down for his tank, or can I just not see it?
There you go.
There it is.
That's why.
Clearly, the guy's been on the stream before, but you know, hides his order tokens.
Of course he does. So it's affixed to a 50mm one notched base, which makes sense.
Why is Tansy not in the chat tonight? Come on, Tansy.
Each bomb cart mini has the following special rules. A bomb cart is not a unit and cannot gain tokens, suffer wounds, or be targeted. A bomb cart mini provides heavy cover to non-creature troopers and no cover to creature troopers.
Oh, comms jammer. You remembered he's got comms jammer on the Magna Guard.
Doesn't comms jammer...
It blocks orders at range 1, but surely he could have reached... Why is he... Does somebody want to tell Doige that he can issue orders to himself at range 1? And he's got Lock Doige on it, so he could have just nominated himself.
I think that's what he's done.
No, but he just stuck his middle fingers up at James, so he just must have pulled out the bag.
And that's why I know that.
He literally just reached in the bag, like he issued his one. What a spoon.
Lock Doige as commander. Now he's done it, I'm going to tell him.
I think it is a commander. Obviously, slay me in the chat if I'm wrong as well. I mean, maybe they should have got Matt in because he actually knows his. Yeah. Oh, he's not a field commander on his card. Oh, so the tanks have got some tanks have got notch bases on the side, and those tanks get to strafe. So he's moved sideways with a strafe. It's actually quite a rare thing to be able to do in the game.
And now he can see all the Magna Guard, so they wouldn't get any heavy cover.
Yeah. So you know what he's shooting for, don't you?
Grievous.
Yeah. Of which you're guarding it away, and because he's guarding 2 on every unit.
They're not in range 1.
Is it? But he's played
Supreme Commander.
Supreme Commander, and isn't that all units, not just face up?
It is, yeah.
Tokens.
Let me double check. I'm here. Might as well check, right?
Yeah. I was just reading whether he was actually a field commander as well.
He's not.
That's disappointing. What's he shooting with?
Armor-piercing shells.
But they're not 3 black.
Oh, is the other gun on the AAT? No,
oh, yeah,
face up order tokens only.
Okay, so it can only go to the Magna Guard, and they're out. They don't look like they're in range 1.
I don't think they are.
You know what you need on this is a handily left out range 1 ruler that we can use to scale.
That we can reference.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a barricade is a range half, isn't it?
Well, that's useful, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure they're range half.
Looks to me like it's out of range 1. And there is a surge token, which he's going to spend because he just got 4.
Because of Supreme Commander.
Yeah. So that's no damage from all of that shooting.
Doige, what are you doing? I've got nothing for you, mate.
I just don't see the value in. I guess maybe what he's done is stopped the Magnus from going for his B1s because he's gonna have to go around now. But I still think he would have been better hanging back and just hammering them last turn and this turn. Because you think if you do 4 shots with your high velocity gun, even with heavy cover, you're gonna get stuff through, and they're gonna be so suppressed.
So I think Doige has
just got excited, hasn't he?
I think he's split his attention too much.
Yeah.
We knew where Maul was when he deployed, and it was right next to the bomb cart. So you can put your entire army in this central channel here.
Yeah.
And just wait for those B1s to come out with a bomb cart. Because the moment Maul jumps up to here, he can be shot. The best he's going to get is this light cover. And all this is going to have to move this way to get the bomb cart round.
And like what's happened, that very opening move was to get these guys here. So if you'd have put Bosk up there and them there, even Maul can't even come in this way.
No.
So,
which would have been the smarter play, I think.
Yeah, I think that would have been that would have been the way I would have gone.
Your AAT sits here.
Yeah.
B1s flood it. Grievous sits just here. Bosk deploys on here.
Yeah.
And then the B1s do that move up to there.
Yeah.
So you end up with
you want Castle.
A side-on smiley face.
He's just not a he's not a castling kind of player.
No, which is fine. You don't have to be. You know,
to be fair, I don't like castling. I moved away from clones.
I think it's a very monodirectional sense of play.
It's hard to win if you get a little if the early dice don't go your way. Because like with the bomb cart, if they get that cart moved on the turn that you've relied on them being stationary.
What the hell was that dice pool? Was that...
That was at the tank with the anti-tank B2s.
That was 4 wounds on that AAT.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, the AAT has got 9, but it's only 2 away from breaking.
Yeah. Start seeing some resilience. Goes to the bag and gets Bosk. Probably not what he wanted now.
I think he has to move out of range of Maul.
He's going to...
Does he shoot and then move? I mean, Maul's got heavy cover, though. Bosk sharpshooter? Shooter?
Grievous has got heavy cover, but he's going to get heavy cover even if he moves and shoots or shoots and moves. The difference is he is suppressive on his gun, and Grievous is only courage 3.
He's already taken 3 suppression, is that?
So you can start handing some down.
I was seeing if we could find a... Nope.
An angle.
That looks like a 3 suppression marker on that Grievous. I'm going to double check and move the close-up. I'll be right back.
Could be if he locked him, that would have been 2. And then if he's carrying any from previous turns. Or from the command card. Oh, that's a lot of blanks. Bosk is not doing well. He got 1 surge, which he surges crit. He's now re-rolling with targeting scopes. And rolls another hit. So, looks like it is just the critical that's going to be rolled against. Find out what you're shooting at now. Oh, 2.
That is
2 on Grievous.
1 on Grievous, sorry. Because the hit went to the cover.
He just
crit.
rolled 2 defense dice.
Impervious.
Oh yeah, of course.
Pierce 1.
Yeah.
Takes that. He's now up to 5 suppression on Grievous.
Goodness me. Yeah. That's a good way to knock Grievous down. He doesn't like suppression. He's gonna. He's. Oh, it's the bomb cart desperation.
But he's in a forced push and then charge range now with Maul.
Yeah.
Like he's not even made it difficult for Maul to be able to push those B1s.
And it's only a single move as well, so it's,
yeah.
It's.
So push.
You can push, aim, run into him, and smack him.
Oh, Doige. You should have at least hit with the B1s.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, if he'd have gone with the B1s first, he could even have done he could have done a standby.
Yeah.
And then if they push him, just run back in again. If he wants to just lock Maul in place.
What is he doing, team? Oh, look, nice little dice bag there.
It's beautiful.
They are the leatherette ones. Faux leatherette. Vegan friendly. They feel, have you felt them?
No.
They feel real nice.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do I need to go stroke one later?
Yeah, go stroke my bag later. Not the one I keep my balls in. That's a Mandalorian one.
TMI.
Okay, so
he's not doing that because of that. Oh, they're what?
Oh.
Rolling off suppression. Only got rid of one, so they are. They would be suppressed, but they're not. They're just sitting around.
Can they use Grievous as courage even though he's panicked?
Grievous needs one more to be panicked.
No. Grievous has 5 suppression on him.
Isn't he courage 3?
He's courage 2.
What?
Grievous is courage 2.
That's a good question then. Can you use a panicked leader's courage? I've never had that come up before.
Panic. When a unit checks to see if it's panicked, instead of using its own courage value, it may use a friendly courage value of a commander. Doesn't say anything about it being panicked.
No. That is an unusual interaction.
I'm surprised, to be fair, because if your leader's panicked, surely you're not going to use their courage.
Yeah, can you imagine, like, trying to... Especially because the way panic is now is somebody, like, hunkering down and hiding. You're turning around to look for inspiration from your great and glorious leader, and you can see him hiding in a pothole. You're like, I don't think I want to be here anymore.
Yeah, AMG, fix it.
Of all the things that AMG changed, that seems like one that would have been an AMG sort of thing to change.
It's quite a good thing to change, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, that makes a lot of sense. It's a logical move.
And is niche. Like, it's not going to happen often, so... There's not many things that hand out that much suppression at once for your commander to not strip itself. Oh, somebody used a dodge. Oh, yeah, it's Grievous using his dodge. And 3 wounds.
On Doige Grievous. Oh my god.
Yeah.
More to the point, it also stops Doige Grievous being able to deploy his 1 pip next turn.
Yeah.
And run into all those units.
Yeah. Again, as we talked about, the lack of force push in Doig's list is his weakness, and there. Did he commit to using Grievous as part of the terms? I know Jervis did. It would have been fun if Doig had turned up with Dooku, Maul, or...
I think Dooku... Dooku's incredibly scalpel, but you have to use him as a scalpel. He picks a unit and removes it. He can't... He can't
run out on his own and do what like Luke and Vader and Grievous do.
But because of his command cards, I think he has a lot more to him than a lot of others.
Yeah. 2 blank white dice.
Not good.
Oh, so he took a pot shot at something where he only had 2 that had line of sight, and then he's just running around to push the bomb cart. Again, not sure why he's not just hitting Maul. I guess maybe he's not hitting Maul to threaten Maul in some way, but I'm like, I'd rather have the wounds on him.
In what way?
I'd just have the wounds on him.
He's taken 2 already. There is there's a world where the B1s just kill him.
Oh, he's rolled 2 off, so he is suppressed.
But not panicked.
Not panicked.
That's a good roll.
But it does mean, unless he hides him somewhere, I think we can see Doig getting all excited and just trying to suppress him out there around.
But he's got 3 surges and dodge on him.
And Guardian. Oh no, the Guardian unit's gone now. So yeah, that's it. It's
Unless he gets to the.
but it's not face up anymore.
No, but the Magnus have Guardian anyway.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah. So Grievous is going to take a run, looking like he might go and have a go at the tank. I mean,
Well,
why not at this point? I guess.
If it was a walker, it would block line of sight from his own units. But it is currently giving him heavy cover because it's a repulsor vehicle, right?
But it's hover ground,
Oh,
I
is it?
think, which is why it's able to strafe.
That's Grievous. You
Yeah.
can reverse, strafe, and standby. You are treated as a ground vehicle by other units,
Yeah.
so it is blocking line of sight.
Yeah. Yep, silhouette from the base up to the top.
Ooh, grim.
I have to say, I did prefer the line of sight rules for vehicles when it was just playing it how it was, like looking at the shape of the tank. Right, so it's a rocket launcher B1 squad.
What's James lost? 2 wounds on Maul, 1 wound on Grievous, and 3 B2s.
Yeah. And he's used, I think he's only used 3 heals from his PKs.
Yeah.
So he's still got 1 heal left.
That's just crazy.
Right, so he's moving up to try and get a line of sight. Probably on Grievous.
Well, Grievous is out in the open now. But he does still have 2 dodges. Where's he got 2 dodges? Up close and personal.
Yeah.
He's got 2 dodges and 3 surges. My dude.
He's going for suppression. He is going to try and panic him.
He needs but there's no point because that's not how panic works anymore.
But it's stopping the 1 pip. I guess it's stopping the 1 pip in return, actually, isn't it?
No.
But it's not really worth it.
Well, I mean, do you know what Jervis should have done that turn?
What, recover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stayed exactly where he was and just recovered. Why did he roll a defense dice? There was only 1 hit. He's got light cover because he's suppressed. He's not a droid.
He's not a droid. Yeah.
I'm going to just...
As much as I like to wind them up for it, Grievous is not a droid. Again, that's one for when Doige watches this back. You can revel in that moment. So I still think if I was Doige, I would have done that. B1 at the bottom first.
He ran into the Magnus.
Okay.
We both missed that.
Yeah, so I think
This camera.
the thing that...
Holy crap, they rolled off 4 out of their 7 suppression.
Oh my goodness. Well...
4 out of 7 rolled off. And do you know what? That'll be really annoying, Doige, because he's a mathophile.
And it's 1 shy of panic.
Yeah.
So it's actually the most annoying. And he dodges 1 of the 2 shots.
Although, if they're going to roll that many off, this is the perfect amount because they don't take any extras off.
And he's recovering to get his Ha back. So loses the suppression. Yeah. Doige gets droids. Still insisting on not doing that unit at the bottom. I don't see what he's seeing
Bloodlust.
for that.
Do you know what? You don't ever shoot Grievous this turn because he's got the 4 surges. You know, he was already panicked.
And too far away from getting into anything that you would worry about. Although I guess he can't do his shoot everything turn. But Doig's lost so much, he can't shoot everything.
Well, Doig's Grievous is also locked up.
Yeah, neither of them are doing any let's shoot everything. I would... I guess it's easy when you're sat watching the camera.
So being able to see it from so many different angles is a lot easier than actually being at the tabletop, I think.
And no pressure, obviously. I've got.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't care, really.
Oh, I don't know.
You think?
Doige's got a lot of personal pride on this one. He's been hyping himself up. After all, I'm sure he mentioned it already. He did beat the Worlds finalist. Not it, Worlds.
Lila.
Lila.
Yeah. Lorelei.
Lila was brilliant at Worlds, so sadly has got a tarnish on her record losing to Doige because he mentions it all the time.
Wait, by that logic, doesn't that mean I'm?
You're better than.
I'm better than.
Yeah. Well, by the same logic, I've got the same.
We just keep escalating it then.
Playground rules. I must be top of the world now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I own everything. I own everything. I'm better than everybody, right?
Look at that roll.
Oh my god.
He rolled
What the hell is that?
a load of surges and a load of crits.
Is Doige getting just diced off the table here?
I think this might be the standard Jervis.
Oh my god.
So 3 wounds. That is. Is that on the tank as well?
Must be on the tank.
So that's on 7 wounds now. That tank is about to go.
And it's just rolled a shield as well, so it's on its breaking, which means it's what, half? Two actions to move?
Suppression? Resilience.
Where is it?
I've got it open. Race you to it.
Vehicle damage. No.
Resiliency. It is, suppression. Vehicle suppression. Roll a dice. You need paint.
Grim.
But he's only two hits away, and there's still 2 B2 squads yet to go.
Yeah, I think that
I don't
AAT
think
is
it's getting
probably
it.
no longer meant for this world, is it?
Right, here comes Doige. He has taken a standby and a dodge.
What is he doing? All he needs, all Jervis does is force push them out. They lose their standby.
The only thing is if he hasn't got his standby is a force push ready. If I was right and he hasn't got and he used it,
I'll double check.
run and find out because he's about to do it if it is. But I swear they moved. I think what we're finding out is if we put a camera on Jervis, his dice are amazing.
He hasn't used force push.
Well, so then that's it.
You force push out.
Force push out.
You saw me
remove the
measure
standby.
into boss.
Yeah.
Removes the standby, goes into boss, hits him with an aim. The next turn he places 1 pip because your Grievous is safe because their Grievous is tied up with the B1s.
Yeah.
Sorry, with the Magnas. And then you get to hit. You can play the Jewel of Fates card, so no green tokens can be spent. So even if you've got surges on boss, he can't use them.
He's chosen to swing.
I wouldn't have done that either.
Especially because they'll then swing back.
2, 4,
5. And there's 7 left in that squad.
6, 8.
Or is it 8? There is 8 still. Yeah, full squad.
Use
Use a dodge. Yeah.
This is why you push them out of the way. Now they've got the option to smack you back with whatever's left.
He saves 1.
3. It's only 3. You don't care.
Yeah.
You just killed 12 points. Good job.
Yeah. Well, that's the first mistake he's made. We'll let him have that one.
Well, he might be thinking something different to us, right?
Why is he removing? Oh, he's still getting an attack. So 1 hit in return.
If there's a failed save, which worth it. Worth it without a doubt. What you've just half-lifed Maul.
But I don't see how that interaction would have been better for Doige if he'd have hit first. He'd have rolled more dice.
Yeah.
Potentially done more wounds.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, did he need the dodge? Was he that worried about getting one-shotted?
Jervis, what are you doing?
So So here comes Doige. Yeah.
But he's not. You can't see it anymore because I moved the camera. But he's just not close enough. He's not. None of these camera angles will show it. He's not in base contact with Maul.
And he's not actually putting him in a threat out of a threat range of shooting other stuff.
If anything, he's moved it away from the B2s.
Yeah, I would have been. If you're force pushing him from there, you either want to be sending him this way so that you're moving him out of line of sight of stuff, or you want to be bringing him in so that your centre can just blat him.
What I probably would have done with Maul that turn, you can't recover a force power in the turn that you used it, can you?
Yes.
You can't. You can't use a force power in the turn you recovered it.
You can't. No, you can't use it twice in the same turn. So you could recover it and use it, or use it and recover it.
So why didn't he push, move, attack? Because that's only 2 of his 3 actions on Maul. Recover. He's got his pushback.
And choke the rocket launcher back out the squad he just pushed.
Choke before you recover.
He's already used choke because he killed the crit.
Oh yeah,
thing.
of course.
But you can just use that to kill the rocket, or you could take the rocket off the hill.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
And then Bosk's in danger. Okay, he's regenerate 3, but
he's already gone this turn, which means if he plays his 1 pip, he's going likelihood before him next turn.
Yeah, that feels a bit like a mess up.
Because he hasn't got Bosk's 1 pip, because he took mechanized incursion.
Yeah.
So he would be going before Bosk. So, and Bosk doesn't surge defensively, doesn't have any way to get.
And if you play the 1 pip for Maul, you can't use any surges that he's got from his independent anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a dead Bosk, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, because you only regenerate after your activation, right?
Yes.
So you move in this turn, you get to hit him with 8 dice.
You play your 1 pip, do it again.
You get to hit him with 8 more dice.
And the second time you're doing it, you've got the luxury of taking the aim before you do it, so you can push it through.
And a dodge if you really want.
Yeah, we can see if you kill him, and if you kill him, you take the dodge, or you run into something else.
Or better yet, push him, move in, push him, move in, hit him, so he's even further up the battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just keep shoving him further up.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you got these B2s, so at any point, all Maul needs to do is push him out of combat with him, and then the B2s kill him.
I think Jervis was slapped there more because I think he's probably got the game.
Yeah,
if
but
he can knock that AAT
it is
down.
10:15, and I do want to go home.
Well.
Wow, look at them dice from that ha. Was that a ha?
Yeah.
That is
one more wound, so it's on 1 wound now.
Oh my god. No, that's dead.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Cheerio. Right. Yeah, so in our scenario, the AAT would have been dead, and Bosk would have been dead next turn, which meant we could have told them to pack away.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, that's
Ryan, are we wrong with this? I mean, you actually know some of these characters. Anybody else in the chat know these characters?
Yeah. If anybody, would that be the correct thing to do, or are we completely missing something here?
Is Bosk actually better than we're giving him credit for?
I mean, he's a red 2, black 2, white in combat, right? But
and he's
already activated this turn, so he doesn't get to see combat.
He's white, no surges defensively.
White and no impervious.
Yeah, no impervious. So he's
garbage.
Yeah.
Like defensively, his only thing that helps him is regenerate.
And still,
3.
in this situation, next turn, he has to recover to get force pushback to push Bosk the last bit to get him to him. So he's still having to recover. And then he's choking the rocket launcher from the top of the hill, probably.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's something we could talk about with him.
Yeah, you can tell him it was wrong. But obviously the winner is the one with the most victory points, generally.
That apparently is how the game works. I don't know.
Obviously it could be a draw and then go to kill points, but I can't see this.
Which
one
Jervis
going
wins because he's just killed 200 points.
Yeah. And if he'd have got Bosk, he'd have got a ton more.
Yeah, Ryan says Boss doesn't regen until the end of his activation, so Maul could have just ragdolled him or let B2s finish him off.
Yeah.
I don't I just don't get it.
No.
It feels like that so that there's one of two things happened here. Number one, when I told Jervis to look away because I was measuring, I didn't want him to see me measuring.
Yes.
Give him any ideas.
Yeah.
Whether that threw him off, which very well could have done. If it does, I apologise. Or if he's like, well, I don't want to kill him too quick, so I'll drag the game out.
Also odd, I wouldn't be pushing that bomb cart straight for the objective there. I'd have brought it slightly more down to make it more into those B2s that are working their way down already.
Yep. Okay, moving on to round 4. They've knocked the camera. Oh, well. I can go fix that at any point.
Stop touching stuff. I don't remember knocking any cameras.
You didn't.
Maybe I karate chopped some.
Oh, yeah. No, they're all touchwood working today. Look. Wow.
Nice. I think your setup's pretty good at the moment.
I just want better quality cameras, and I want this one to be a PTZ so I can move it around.
Yeah.
Rather than having to get up and do it. It's the only downside, but you know they're about $2,000, so.
Yeah, you've got to have it starting to pay itself back for those kind of
Yeah, it
things.
doesn't do that at all. Doesn't even pay the rent for the room at the moment. Duel of Fate says the 1 pip for Jervis, and then Arts Jedi, you're in trained.
Very good. I was gonna say Stra Idge.
Stra Idge Rure
Knee
Diented Sounds like.
Anyway, so yeah, he's doing his try and hurt everything turn.
Yeah, when he's in combat.
Yeah. Although isn't it as a melee slash? Has it got impervious on it?
It's range 1.
Versatile's right. It is versatile.
Yeah, but it's range
but
1.
nobody's there.
Literally nobody's in range 1. The bomb cart, but he can't target it.
Yeah, so he'll be. But I guess it means he gets to attack that unit twice. Because he can lightsaber them and then do that.
Which is like what? 3 red, 6 black, 3 white?
Yeah. It's the best he's going to get, though. Because he needs to kill them to stop the bomb cart. Because if that bomb cart moves now, it's going to be getting into the 1 victory point scenario, isn't it?
I don't like this, Doige.
He's gone to the bag and got Bosk.
Run out of dodge. Shoot Grievous. He's got 1 dodge on him.
Although, Maul's on
3 wins left.
Maul's got 3 wins left and a dodge.
You're not in rage, so you can't aim then do it.
But you take his bloodlust is going to send him into him. And he might as well hit him first. If he thinks he's going to get hit back, he might as well go in and hit him.
I personally think this was a bad choice from last turn from Jervis, but, you know.
Yeah. Bosk should be dead.
Right. So, I'm gonna blow my own.
The odds of getting that, like he just pulled that out of the bag.
Yeah.
But he'd got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in the bag.
Yeah.
So he did well to draw that.
Very lucky.
6. I missed the B1s at the bottom. So yeah.
Now, I am okay at this game. Wouldn't say I'm phenomenal, but what I am good at is telling people where they should have done stuff differently.
Yeah.
I feel like I excel at being able to coach a game almost.
Yeah. So he's not got an aim, so he's spending a surge to make that a hit.
Oh, he surges to crit naturally.
Oh yeah, so he's got 2. And what's his shot?
He must have had
an
an
aim.
aim.
Must have had an aim. Oh, he's got Hunter, so he must be shooting a wounded thing.
Yeah,
so
it's got to be. It's got to be Grievous, surely. And they're just discussing the dodge, I think.
Oh yes, because he's left his tokens on from last turn. So he's saying that he used vigilance to keep the dodge on the Magnus and not the dodge on Grievous. That's.
Is
that the thing? Now they're saying, why is there a dodge there?
Oh, I'm going to go and ask.
That is an unusual thing, which I have no idea what they're doing. Because surely they're far out of range. But anyway, that's 2 wounds on what I assume is Grievous. Yeah. And suppressive, so 2 more suppression. Very... I mean, that didn't have to happen, as we said. But now that Grievous is...
I just put the fear of God in James.
What?
I just went, I need to talk to you later. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you've done something wrong. And he's like, what?
You're in trouble, Mr. Jervis.
Anyway, so basically, those dodges on Doige's Grievous are from his vigilance and then his card.
Yeah.
And then the dodges are the dodge on Grievous was vigilance, and Jervis was just trying to decide if he uses his dodge or not.
But what's the token on there?
That is a dodge on the mag.
But they're not in range 1, surely. Is it range 1 for retinue?
Range 1 to 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
If it is, I hate retinue.
It's really good.
Well, I play Rebels. I mean, have it. Until they give us something which can have it.
Doige going for more T.
I mean, maybe the way to get Doige gains quicker is to lock him in the room. Oh. You barred.
Doige just going for a T, but forgetting to remember that all hot drinks stop serving at 10, so they actually have time to clean everything down.
And it's now late.
Yep, because they close at
11.
Half 10.
Half 10.
Yep.
They don't close for me.
Well, they don't close for me because I got keys.
And they don't close for me because, like,
well, you.
I basically live here. So.
I have a room. I literally have a room.
Yeah, you literally have a room. You could get a roll mat and you'd be all right. So.
Well, you know the sofa that I've got in there? I was very tempted to make it a sofa bed or bring the sofa bed from home here. Well, you should finish your game sooner.
It might improve your performance.
You might roll better.
This is us baiting Doige because he said that there's no T and he thinks they're sabotaging him.
We are sabotaging Doige. It's part of the plan.
Oh, to be fair, I don't think there's any experience we can give him that's humbling enough, so... Okay, so...
Doige does need humbling.
He's disengaging.
Oh, what is he doing? With the Magnus?
Force pushing... No, Maul is disengaged. He's now force pushing... Does he get disengaged off that card? Nice.
He does, yes.
Right,
so gives him disengage.
So he's now looking at force pushing the Magnus... Not the Magnus, Grievous out. He's force choking the rocket.
Maul gets a dodge token and disengage. When Maul is engaged with an enemy unit, the unit cannot perform aim, dodge, or standby, or surges.
Yeah, and now he's pushing... Oh, he's going... Oh, it looks like he might have to push the B1s. Oh no, he is going for Grievous.
Yeah, so one action to disengage. Move.
Oh, it wasn't in range 1, so he's had to move in.
Now he pushes him in, and now he's going to hit him.
Yeah.
Grievous has taken 3 wounds already. Maul's going to be throwing 9 dice.
But if he doesn't kill him, he's almost certainly dead in return.
Well, why? Maul has a dodge and a surge.
And has taken 3 wounds.
Oh, wait, yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot he'd taken the 3 wounds. I was like, he's going to be fine. What are you on about?
Although Grievous now can't use those green tokens.
Nope. No
so
dodges.
Have to be, and it will be no aims.
But it'll be impervious.
On the attack.
But he'll get to do it 3 times, remember?
Looks like it's 3?
Oh, he's not rolled yet.
Oh, he's not rolled.
What?
No. Okay.
He's got a surge. 2, 4, 6, 7.
Wow. That should be enough, really, shouldn't it?
Are we going to see a dead Grievous here off these 7 saves to make, which he'll roll 9 dice because of impervious? The bottom of the dice tray is going to have to just stay as it is. 1, He doesn't surge defend, does he?
No, because he's not spent a dodge. So that's... And then removes it. 3 wounds. Oh, wait. 5 wounds. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. That is a That's got to be game, surely.
If it wasn't game before, it's certainly there now,
That's
isn't it?
400 points gone off that table.
Yeah. He doesn't even need to live now. He just needs to get dodges on Grievous.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And Grievous is just sat there. He's taken 4 wounds, but he doesn't give a damn.
And that B2 squad on the top who've only got 3 wounds left, run them away. Just run everything away.
Do you need me to move this, Dave? Okay.
Good, because we wouldn't have moved it.
Nah, I would have just sat here anyway. That was... I mean...
Okay, so he's got drawn his B1s.
He's already dead, Jervis. Don't keep kicking him whilst he's down. Okay, do you know what we said about the turn 2 to 3 play about Maul?
Yeah.
I'll take it back.
I still think we were right, because I think...
Yeah. Maul wasn't getting through those Magnas. Sorry, Jervis... Sorry.
Yeah.
Grievous wasn't getting through those
Grievous wasn't
going
to get through the Magnas, and even with the B1s assisting, it's not enough. And even if they do, what have you done? You've killed the Magna Guard. They're like 120 points or something?
At most. So what you do is you go into Bosk and kill Bosk, and then you can do this turn 4. You can do this next turn, sorry,
yeah.
turn
Or
5.
even, from there, you can push in and just sweep up more of the backstop. You don't need to kill Grievous. You can just leave him hanging around doing whatever.
Particularly after you've already killed the AAT,
yeah, once
right?
the AAT's down.
Like, you've got your 200-point lead.
The AAT or Grievous, one of them had to go down from James's point of view to make the game comfortable, and now he's got both. You're like, oh.
Trying to think of how... So I'm usually good at seeing like a pessimistic view an optimistic view in how a player wins a game.
Yeah.
Doige is too far away to get the bomb cart to the terrain piece.
Yeah.
Jervis is there in 2 turns. No, this turn, right?
He gets it into the scoring region.
Yeah.
So he'll get 1 point. Because you have to get to it, don't you, to get the exploding.
Yeah, so
bonus.
Jervis is will not be guaranteed, but he's basically getting 1 point this turn.
Yeah.
Doige,
Although it has to go round the melee.
Not if there's not a melee there.
Oh, the Magnus haven't gone yet, have they? Yeah, of course.
So they just withdraw.
Just withdraw, yeah.
And then you displace the B1s in the way.
Yeah.
Give yourself that 1 point this turn,
Yeah.
and then give yourself 2 more points to be able to sort your life out. That would be my 2
And then the
cents.
only hope then for Doige is he's got to get his bounty. And Grievous has only taken... He's still got 3 wins left.
No, he's got 4 because he's 8 wounds.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Well, you're not doing that with
4 white and a
2
red.
turns. 2 turns of shooting is all he's got left.
And also, Grievous can just run around the top. He doesn't care.
Oddly, if he did not played that super aim card, that would be a nice one to have right now.
Well, yeah, he would.
Because he could move and then shoot with a bucket of aims.
Grievous rolls 3 off. So he's panicked. He's suppressed, but not panicked.
He has rolled well on his suppression.
I mean, it's helped.
It's not been the biggest deal, though.
I wouldn't be doing this.
No, I'd be going and...
I'd be protecting him.
I'd be castling, He doesn't need...
Because...
Oh, he's going to shoot now to get up close to get another dodge.
So he can... Oh,
So-
he'll
and they-
have 2 then, right?
But then he's...
Bosk's already gone. So what have we got left? Look, hang on.
It's B1s at the top, B1s at the left, and B1s that Maul ran out of.
No, the B1s in the melee have gone.
No, there is this one.
Oh, pen. Yep.
This one?
That one?
This one?
Yep.
This one, and this one.
Okay, well, this one, down here at the bottom, knowing Doige, are going this way. This one...
But does he shoot more with them and then go?
Oh, yeah, because Maul's here on 3 wounds.
Because Maul's on 3 wounds.
This is Doig's problem. There are two targets here. For me, Maul... For Jervis, he doesn't care if Maul dies.
Yeah.
He probably cares a little more if Grievous dies.
Yeah.
I
I would have let the B2s push that cart because there's 3 squads that are basically full health. In fact, they are full health. So send those 3 squads to make the run.
And they've not even activated yet.
No. And they can...
God.
And you know what I'm saying about... if he gets lucky and gets his Magnus first and they get to withdraw,
Yeah.
the B2s can move up and shoot the squad out anyway.
Yeah. Well, the droids that are in combat with now have already gone.
Yeah.
So whenever he draws those Magnus, he can just withdraw them.
Yeah. And to be fair, if he withdraws, if he withdrew up, he would also move the whole combat out of the way, even if he got followed.
Or if he just withdraws down, right?
Yeah, he just needs to move one way or the other.
I mean, I would probably move them down here, because the bomb cart then sits here, and then the B2s can just come around the top. The Magnus are here. They're either going to go into maul, or sit and get the scoring point for the extra point, or they'll move down into Bosk.
What Doige needs to do now is roll better, because it's going to be on those rolls. His only way in now is luck, because he's been outdone tactically, and with a few unlucky rolls on his defense dice on the tank. Because that's why I think that bottom unit, I'll be bringing the B1s back, shooting more with them.
Yeah, but we know.
I see he's jumping down to fight him.
What is he doing?
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, if these B1s kill him, sure.
See, I'll just shot Grievous with those.
Hang on, I want to see this. I want to see these 8 white dice roll 5 crits. Come on.
Maybe this is just despair talking, hey?
B1s. Wait, is this B1 slapping more?
Yeah. He's jumped down.
Or did he have to do 2 moves to get there?
That's James. What? Somebody died. That was the.
It was the B2. Yeah, he had to do 2 moves to get into maul.
Yeah. See, with those he could have just shot Grievous.
Or maul.
In fact, gone with a different unit and shot maul from a different angle.
The bottom unit.
I'd have gone for the one that should be pushing the bomb cart, but clearly are not going to be doing that.
Could have got an open shot, because remember those trees that we see in the middle there are.
Yeah.
They're movable. That one off the mat isn't actually there. I just moved it off the mat so we could get this angle, because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking with us so late here, guys. You know, we are at 33 minutes past the 22nd hour of the day.
And Lorelei, if you're still on, then
go to bed.
Go to bed.
We are now definitely past the watershed.
Just make sure you leave out some tissues for your dad when he gets home.
Or just give him a little blanket for the sofa, because if I was Mrs. Doige, I would not be letting him anywhere near me at this point after this display.
No.
I mean, his dice haven't helped, right? No. And Jervis's dice have been really hot, but
there's been a couple of rolls which, like that, one of the shots on the tank, which I think pushed 4 wounds through.
Yeah.
You go, that's amazing. But the tank didn't need to be there. It could have been further back. There would have been fewer dice in the pool. It wouldn't have taken anywhere near that with just a Baha or a whatever the other one is that he's got today.
A Ha-Ha.
He's got a Ha-Ha.
And a Baha.
And a Baha.
Yeah.
And there's... Yeah, so he's just shot with those. Shot with those.
And here we go, some more dice just coming out. Look at the dice pool they roll. It's disgusting, isn't it?
Then where are they shooting, though, for range 2?
I guess it's the unit behind the bomb cart.
Is it at all surreal for you with the music on in the background just behind us? Like, it's got very end of a game.
It's proper end of the world, end of the game sort of vibes to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they cleaned that unit up.
Right, gone.
I mean, they've all been untouched. I don't think these rockets have been used to their full potential. I think he's let himself be blindsided a little bit too much by some shiny lightsabers.
Normal Doige.
Early deployment for Doige was a bit weak, being so spread long, and not decided. Like the AAT can afford to be up in that top left corner, that top corner.
Yeah.
And everything else can castle in the middle. That's okay.
You know, if it had been in the same place, but he would have still got off most of the same shots. But if you'd put it where you'd said, even maybe lower down, they would have only had range like cover 1 rather than cover 2.
Yeah.
Because it would have just been going through the trees.
We were talking about the whole firing arc situation, and there were so many good options for him. And putting it up there, right at the top from this angle, was arguably one of the worst because of this bit of terrain here.
Yeah.
The moment Jervis puts his bomb car here, because he deploys it first, and then starts putting his entire army around it, you're going to be struggling to get through
you
that.
go, I've got one shot before they move.
Here.
And then they move, and I've got to wait a turn.
Turn 3. Turn 2, you know?
Yeah, it's turn... Yeah.
I think putting it here, you end up with the same amount of firepower, but have more threat.
You potentially lose the range 1, the turn 1 shot.
Whatever.
But I'd take that because it's not the most important shot.
But do you lose the turn 1 shot? Or do you give it an order and then leave it till the very, very end, maul pops out, bang.
Yeah. Or even being able to say, you know what, by that point, if maul isn't going to jump out, I'm going to take the heavy cover where I can only see 1 droid, and I hope I pummel it. Because then it's not going to regen. There's no repair droids getting involved. We've actually got people here waiting to give grief to the eventual loser. And I mean, they're pretending to cheer on the winner, but I don't think that's happening.
They're just here to give Doige
Who's
crap.
winning?
Well,
why don't you log on to the stream and then you'll find out? No.
Doig's lost an AAT and Grievous. Jervis has lost nothing.
Yeah, Doige has lost... it's a big points... Nobody scored a VP yet. Yeah. It's about... I think they score this turn. Assuming Jervis does the right thing.
But he's got to make sure.
Ryan said, "Look, Doige sabotages himself enough."
Yep.
Yeah.
I think, Jervis did have a misplay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say a misplay. I'd say he got
agree.
super lucky killing Grievous when he did.
Yeah. He rolled the perfect roll.
And then Doige rolled the perfect fails, which is fine. But I think there's got to be a world where you take the more consistent and reliable.
And again, when you're trying to push a bomb cart across the battlefield, taking out activations is normally better. So taking out that lizard stops it from stopping your bomb cart,
but also
stops it hurting your units that were pushing the bomb cart.
I mean, I know we've had 2 of the 3 reptilian cards, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know he's not taking... Well, we know he's not taking all 3.
Jervis
doesn't know.
That. No.
So he could have just taken another 1-pip card out.
Yeah.
I mean, in turn, he's taken out Grievous's cards, sure. But again, it was a much more consistent kill if he'd have gone on the reptile. White dice, no surges, no dodges, nothing. Literally naked. Like, more naked than the day I was born. 7 wounds instead of 8.
Yeah, see, there's
not impervious as well.
Here's the desperate move where he has to move back to shoot because that bomb cart's not going anywhere. So he's now got to kill 3 units with 1 shot.
Yep.
Doesn't feel likely.
I would have done the bomb cart as I did and then ignored it the whole game. I wouldn't have played the payload mission because of where maul deployed. I would have just gone for a table in.
I think, like you said right at the start, was if you once that maul's been committed there, you have to play it.
Yeah.
You have to go, right, well, if you want to put it there, that's fine, but I'm not playing against maul then. I'm going to play against the rest of your army. And the moment you bring maul out, I'm shooting it with everything.
Yeah.
Especially with the activation advantage.
Again, it's really, really easy for us to say when we're sat here from a top-down point of view and we're not at the table. It's a lot. Like, we have time to think about these decisions and analyze them, where the players have to do those things as they're thinking about them. They can't spend the... I mean, we've been streaming for just under 3 hours now. It feels like an age. Okay, there was like a 40-minute interlude before the game, so the game's probably about 2 hours and 20 minutes. But say each player's had an hour's worth of game time, they've also have thought about all these decisions and made them off their first initial impression. They've not been able to talk about it 3 or 4 times to decide what the best thing is.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a relatively good player, is because I've had so much experience doing this.
Yeah.
I know I can make those decisions a lot quicker on the table.
And you get to learn to step back from the game and go, I do have time to think.
Yep.
I don't need to make the decision.
No, and it's much, much better. My biggest piece of advice to any Legion player, if you're playing, is when you are doing your activations, think about what your whole activation is, rather than, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to see what happens and then do this.
Yeah.
Because then you can act on it. Like, say you take 2 minutes to think about what you're doing with a unit, then you take 2 minutes to activate it twice and do the things with it.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking for a minute, doing a thing, thinking for another 2 minutes or 3 minutes after the first thing's resolved.
I like to choose my next command card when there's 2 activations left of the round.
Yep.
Because by that point I should know.
Most of the time, I'm trying to think a turn ahead. I go, cool. On odds, I lose this unit, this unit, this unit, and I will have this left, which means I'll play this card.
But obviously there's always like spiky bits where you just don't know what's going on. But I'm like, you know what, if 2 activations before the end of a round I don't know my next card, then I feel like I've not planned properly then.
Yep.
Or I'm relying too hard on dice spikes.
Yeah.
And you want to control your controllables. So...
Well, speaking of controllables, moving into turn 5 here, I bet this is going to be a standing orders for Doige.
Don't you wish you'd made him play skirmish now?
Yes, but I am going to tell them, don't worry, if you don't want to play the full 6 turns, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to commentate with me the whole time. You are welcome to leave
fine.
at any point. I reckon it's going to be a standing orders, and I reckon Jervis is probably going to play Supreme Commander. No. Training your Jedi arts. That's what I'm going to go with. I reckon they're going to...
It has to be standing orders because he's lost.
Oh, look.
There you go.
Training Jedi arts into a standing orders. Wow, it's like I know the game. Right, I'm going to go and talk to the players. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So really, there's not a lot left to say other than... convincing Doige to give up is a hard thing to do. Because all that's going to happen in this turn is training Jedi arts means Grievous in theory could double move, take out a squad, and then Doige will probably try and hit Maul with the squad that's surrounding him. And if he kills Maul, then great. But even if he does kill him, the bomb cart still moves into base contact with that objective, and that is it. I can't see a way for Doige to kill Grievous and 3 units of B2s and the Magnus. There's too many wounds. In fact, I don't think he physically can do it because it's what, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 3 more 7.
They're just going to play out this last turn and see what happens. And I'm like,
yeah, he physically can't. I don't think. Physically, I don't think he can do it.
Doige can't win.
He hasn't got enough tax to stop the cart moving this turn either.
No.
So,
I mean, he's got Maul engaged with B1s. B1's engaged with Magna Guard. 2 B1s behind that heavy cover. Bosk and the B1s at the bottom.
yeah.
Trained in your Jedi arts. I wouldn't be surprised if he double moved into that unit with Maul.
He can't because he's suppressed. He can only move once, so he's going to move and shoot.
Is he in combat?
No. So he's going to move. He's going to shoot, and then he will.
He'll get to shoot 2 units, I guess.
I don't think he can because the 2 people is only range 2. So I don't think he reaches the units at the bottom right.
No, but there's 2 B1 units, right?
They're in combat.
Versatiles shoot out of combat.
Yeah, not in 2. So he will shoot the B1s behind the heavy cover, get another dodge. So 2 to cover, 1 to save.
Piss 1 though, isn't it? So it's this. I mean, this save's irrelevant, but
yeah, he'll roll it because he always likes to roll. Oh, he's rolling. Oh, what was he shooting to get?
Bosk?
It was Bosk.
Oh my god. So Bosk now has 2 wounds left. And if Bosk doesn't come out the bag, Bosk's dead. Because those B2s at the top just walk in and shoot him. That's the B1 unit. It can't be Bosk. Can it?
Yeah, because he's promoted him.
Can you promote an operative?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you could only promote non-operatives.
I think so. I don't run commanders though. I run field commanders, and they never die.
Oh no, my shoes are falling apart. Sorry.
Because you've done so much walking to and from the room.
Literally. No. These are my event shoes.
Okay.
I've been
too much rule lawyering.
Yeah.
Wears your shoes out.
Yeah. Do you know, I absolutely love running events because it means that I can tell players that they need to learn to read. So
I remember going to a Lord of the Rings event not long after they stopped ruling straight away. They changed their policy to asking you to present them with the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to provide them with the rule book. And I found it really weird. But now I've been a TO, I completely understand it. When I get to a table, if you've not got the rule book open to the right pages, then what do you expect me to do?
Too damn right. So this is Bosk now shooting
Grievous, I think. Oh.
Mate, doesn't matter. Don't matter.
And I can already hear him moaning about the save throws. So that's going to be what he says when he comes on here.
Regenerate, please. Please, regenerate. 2.
Yeah.
2?
I think it's any paint.
Yeah, it's 2, right?
That's very good.
So Bosk has 4 wounds left again.
So Bosk ain't dying.
No, I don't know. The B2s do throw a lot of dice. Like, a lot of dice.
Depends whether they have used their special weapons.
The haha baha.
Yes, haha.
Magna Guards to go.
So they cut down those
They
B1.
kill this unit, and then in what they do is then they aim. Are they dodging?
2. Oh.
Why are you dodging?
See, I'd just aim and hit them and just get them off the board.
Yeah, don't dodge. Just kill them.
Kill stuff.
What?
So 6, and he's got 4 guys to kill.
Yeah. Dead.
Yes, they're dead.
If he'd have just hit them, he could have then moved to be closer to that bomb cart unit. Or into the other unit if he wants.
I want... Because they're good at call it, aren't they? So there's no point in him advancing, I guess.
Well, he's got to get more out of that combat because currently that combat's stopping that bomb cart from moving. If he hits with maul, there ain't no withdrawing. Because that can't go over the combat.
If he'd have charged them into the combat from the top, then when they kill maul, they recohere to be out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah. Although if they kill maul, then they can just be moved out of the way anyway.
There is... Why would you not... Oh, my God. Oh. Again, we're sat here. We can talk about this through, like, you know, we can go back and forth. The players don't have that luxury or opportunity.
If you're playing in MOV, you'd shake hands now anyway, because you won't be able to stop it from being a nil score in reverse.
Correct.
Bosk would have had to have killed Grievous to have done it. To get the bounty and then hold the bomb cart there.
Oh, good, yeah, there's a bounty still. I keep forgetting about the bounty. So B1 unit, this is perfect. This is literally perfect for Jervis. He's not pulled Maul yet. If there's B1 to kill him, or if Maul can disengage, that bomb cart's in base contact with that.
Well, Maul can even recover and force push if he survives. And just get them out of the way. And then charge into them and kill them somewhere
Aim.
else.
This is the B1s into Maul with an aim. 1 hit. Aim. Come on, 2 more crits. Go on, show me a good time.
Boo.
Save. Didn't save it. Takes the wound. Either way, still withdraw, right?
any dignity that could have been salvaged.
Gone.
Gone. Literally not killed a unit.
Oh my god, he hasn't killed a single unit.
No.
Oh no. Dice.
In the background, he is whinging about the lack of, well, all the paint that's been on James's side. Which I think we'd probably agree on the attack dice.
Well, he's moaning about paint being on one side of the room. I can tell you that in my cupboard there is a lot of wall paint. But the players are using the same. This is why I make the players use the same dice.
Yeah.
Not that Doige would have complained, but the point is still there, you know?
Well, we all know that it's hard when the variance hits.
Yeah. It just always seemed to be on Doige's.
Well, this is Jervis' second game where his attack dice have been up. So,
yeah.
You know, it's
so I'll play him on stream and they'll be tanked.
Yeah. Is this what you're doing? You're making him use up all of his hits?
Why do you think I've not played on stream yet? Right? I'm going to make sure everybody uses everything possible. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to be like an undefeated champion on my own stream. No, I haven't played on stream because I've not got the lavalier microphones yet. The moment I get those, then I can play on stream.
You see, when Doige has been trying to get me to play him on the stream, and he keeps shouting for me to play him, I'm like, I don't want to because his dice are on a fail at the moment, and at some point they're going to turn around, and Sod's Law it'll be against me.
Most certainly.
Or actually, no, his opponents have always had good dice.
Right.
And then I'll just fail. Oh, there's a nothing roll. And he's got 3 more droids to go with. Yeah. Here comes Maul.
Please disengage. No.
Hey, you know what I'd do?
Why are you aiming?
Oh, no.
Just disengage.
Oh, no, because he can still recover force push as his third action. So aim, hit,
Oh, I
recover,
suppose.
Yeah. I think he's trying to go for the glory, though. There's only 7 he's got to kill on this squad, so, you know. And there's 7 hits. So
2, 4, 6, 7. 7 in squad.
So if Doige gets a 3...
Wait, is there any dodges? There's no dodges.
No, so he needs to get 3 lots of paint. 3 blocks to survive with that unit.
Is it just those 2 in the room? Okay.
Yeah.
He talks for England.
Yeah.
7 saved to make from Michael Doige. Dead.
There it is.
All gone.
Cheerio.
All dead.
That solved that problem.
Right, okay, never mind. They don't have to withdraw. The withdraw's the guarantee. This is
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Whenever you are playing a game and you can guarantee a thing, do it. Pretty much.
So now he needs to just move... No, not that way. Go the other way. Oh, he's force pushing. Oh, he's choking. Oh, he's recovering and force pushing.
The bomb car still can't pass.
Yeah, well, he's just let himself down. Although...
Turn 6, I guess, but...
And it's not MOV. In fact, even if it was MOV, it's still a nil score on the other side. And he's only got 2 wounds. Oh, he's got a dodge. Roll 2 crits now.
Under surge.
Doige, roll 2 crits now. That would be hilarious.
Oh, he's got an aim.
Oh, 2 blanks.
Oh,
Worst
aim.
case.
Oh.
4 blanks. Nice one, Doige.
Good job, dude.
Nice one.
You know how to paint.
Maybe we should lend him a tin of paint to just sort his dice out.
I'm going to give him... Right. I could give Doige paint on every side of that dice and he would still find a way to roll a blank.
Yeah.
Like, he would somehow bend the universe, or so that they become cocked.
Like I say, on the other hand, you know when I played him against him with vehicles, he'll shoot 8 B1s into a vehicle and
4
roll
crits.
like 4 crits.
Yeah, happens.
He can shoot vehicles down, no problem with his B1s.
You know my 30 B1s list that I was running?
Yeah.
At
skirmish, by the way, for people listening.
Yeah, this is at skirmish. Dooku and 30 B1s. And this was after the points change as well, so I still had vigilance on Dooku at 12 points in that.
Nonsense.
Maths. I just rolled crits for days because I was just throwing so many dice.
Yeah.
Each squad was throwing 7 white and then 3 black.
Yeah, when you go 1 in 8 is a crit, it starts to add up when you
And then those 3 black really push the curve too.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to keep tasting it because the game's still going.
The bitterness is overflowing the room.
Honestly, if you guys didn't hear that at home, Doige needs to go see a therapist after this game.
He's actually admitting to needing to see the therapist. I think he might need to after all of this.
So Jervis has lost a total of 3 B2s.
Yeah. 2 B2s. Yeah, he's only lost 2 B2s.
And a PK worker?
No.
No.
Both his PKs are alive.
Okay, so Doige has lost 2 B2s.
James.
Sorry, Jervis has lost 2 B2s the entire game.
Oh, the bitterness is beautiful.
And Doige only has Bosk and like 4 B1s left.
And now he's going to lose something else as well. So.
Oh my god, did you see those 3 crits off that pull?
And they're they're getting heavy cover. But now they're not. Now they're dead as well. So that's another squad.
I think there's actually 1 left in that squad. Oh no! Oh no! That yep.
You know, if this you might as well let them play turn 6 because it's only got those two B1s are dead from maul, and then Bosk is the only activation he'll get.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Dice and Ducks. I'm Ben. This is Owen.
Yeah.
We should call it that.
It's been wild.
I just want to go to bed. Do you know what I want? I'm going to go home and dream of this.
You know
tonight,
what?
Right?
You get to pivot the bomb cart. He still makes it. He's done it.
Oh, of course you do.
Ta-da!
This is irrelevant, but this is irrelevant.
Right, I think we need to just go and extract him from the room.
But
Doige is the amount of rage is. You're gonna talk to the loser first.
I guess we'll talk to the loser first.
Because it seems fairer to let Jervis talk first and go home. You might be here for half an hour.
To be fair, Jervis has lost 4 hours of his life playing Doige, so both of you standing orders in turn 6.
That's an unusual choice.
Oh,
and it's the
really
Jervis play. Oh no, it's Doige. Doige gets it.
Doige, yep, Doige gets it.
Doige gets it, which means he gets to hit more first.
Aim smack. Aim smack.
No, he's given the order to Bosk.
Yeah, but
which means it's AI. He doesn't get his aim. Comms jammer.
Oh, comms jammer. Should have promoted the B1. Can't you change the promotion?
No, but he should have promoted the B1s anyway.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Always promote the least useful thing. That's the trick. You want that. You want that captaincy moving around.
Oh, honestly, this is so dumb.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Doige, you reach the bag and you just hope you get lucky. Actually, no. Bosk, shoot Grievous.
Grievous does only have 3 wounds left.
So I'd aim and shoot him and just then hope that you roll like a god.
What? Oh, that's maul. Oh, look, dead.
Yeah, so that's them. Oh. I thought you rolled a block on his...
I don't know.
They're playing wrong.
I don't care.
Yeah.
We've been here 3 hours and 20 minutes. I don't give a damn. Legion's a quick game, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're Michael Doige.
Doige, when you listen back, please know that this is all said in love.
Yeah, we do love you. Oh my god, look at that Bosk roll, though. Holy crap.
Well. And the bitterness.
And his Hunter aim?
Hunter!
Yep. Yep. Just go ahead. Losers.
One to cover.
He's in area light as well.
Yeah. So 2.
2 to make. Pierce 1. 3 dice will be rolled. There will be 2 successes, 1 fail. No.
There's
so 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Grievous is down to 1 with no activations left from Doige. Turn 6. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your game. Jervis wins.
You know, next
2-0.
Get a fader light in that room so you can just fade it out.
Just go and turn the main light off in the room, somebody. Like, flick it a couple times so they know we're going home. No, you might blow them.
Oh, dear.
There we go. They're just going to be wrapping up now. I'm going to bring us back to me and Owen, and then I'll go to a quick be right back, and we'll nip to the players. What do you want?
Empties.
Oh, well, you could have asked earlier. Thanks, Sam. I'm Ben. This is Owen. We have been your glorious commentators for this evening. Thank you so much for bearing with us. If you are watching back on the VOD, I know this has been a pretty long one. Watch it at 2 times speed if you skip to the end. I might even just change the description to say, please watch at 1.5 times speed.
Or just tell them to stop watching after turn 4.
All that
don't worry about turn 5.
Yeah. We are going to go to a be right back screen. I'm going to let the players carry on playing the rest of their turn. It might be a couple of seconds, and I will get Jervis on for a quick thank you and a chat. Maybe even Doige. But this is the last time we're going to see you on this stream.
I'm not sure we want Doige back on here. The language isn't going to be good,
appropriate.
It's
Lorelai's going to wake up tomorrow and be like, Daddy, you said lots of bad words. Anyway, we're going to be right back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Owen, thank you so much for being my commentator.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure. You have children to go home to.
Well, they're going to still get up at whatever stupid o'clock they get up. So
well, that's more for you.
It's not really. I like how they called it Good Friday, but they forgot to tell the children to make it good. So it's all right. I was up at, I don't know, 6:30.
Well, I will be right back, and I will go and get one of my victims.
Yeah. Bye.
And I am joined by our
glorious general. I think you'll know.
I have no words, Doige.
Shall I highlight that one of us is channeling the Clone Wars and the other one is channeling all the fucking pain? It's a bit of a theme in my games, I've noticed. And what's worse is that when I'm not on the stream, the dice are not that unbalanced, and then I go online for the internet to watch me, and my shame, fucking ridiculous,
just appears. I really do hope Lorelai's in bed.
It's 11 o'clock. If she's not in bed, go to bed. Yeah, no, that was
definitely a game.
I feel like I don't actually know where it went wrong for me.
I reckon it was deployment. I reckon it was deployment.
You reckon it was deployment?
Yeah. So let's look at a quick top down here.
Yeah.
We did have you put your bomb cart here.
Yeah.
Jervis put his up here.
Yes.
He then infiltrated maul here.
Yes, and I deployed back there.
You did.
No, my plan wasn't to win on the bomb cart.
Nope.
I intended to kill stuff, and the problem was that by stopping his bomb cart, I knew I could push forward. The biggest one for me where it went completely wrong, and actually the bit I know where I think the maths fucked me, was Maul killing Grievous. From 9 dice, he got 7 hits, twice in succession. Mm-hmm. The odds of that are slim. The odds of me then failing enough dice to actually die are slimmer.
So,
but I was never going to win on the bomb.
No, we knew that. But what I would have done, instead of stringing your army out this way, which you did, I'd have put the AAT here, or here. Here was okay, but I'd have put the AAT here, Grievous here, and then a B1 screen here. Have Bosk go and stand up here, and your B1 unit that you did have up here,
and
stay
shoot
up here.
Things until they moved.
And then you have this firing arc.
Yeah.
By you putting your AAT up here, this bit of line of sight blocking terrain meant that they could hide for as long as they possibly could before having to move. That was the only thing that I think would have helped ease your journey.
I don't know, deployment-wise, deploying...
Feel free to draw. Yeah, you can draw.
So I'd expected Maul to go there when I put the bomb cart there, which is why
you baited it.
Came backwards.
Yep, makes sense.
Rather than putting myself next to it. The AAT, as you saw, moved forward twice and then got killed. Mm-hmm. One of the things that absolutely fucked me was this unit here had 9 suppression on, and he rolled off 6.
5 or 6.
Grievous had 6 suppression on and rolled off 4, and it just became I've bought myself safety that then disappeared before my eyes, because from there shouldn't have done. I should have had a turn where both of those were out of commission, and on that turn they both stepped forward and did what they needed to.
So the other advantage about putting the AAT down here is it actually takes them an extra turn to get to you if you don't move forward with it.
Yes.
So they're a range 2 on a lot of their guns.
I was pushing forward with the AAT deliberately to try and squeeze them out into this funnel for the Grievous 1-pip turn.
Yeah.
And on the Grievous 1-pip turn, I died by maths that shouldn't happen. Well, it shouldn't happen. Maths that didn't necessarily make as much sense.
So the thing I actually think is Jervis shouldn't have done that play with Maul. What he should have done down here is he should have pushed the B1s out and gone into Bosk, because Bosk had already activated, so he wasn't regenerating that turn.
Yes.
He would have able to also have had an aim and hit you and recover.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. When he decided to fuck about and go for Grievous, I was surprised because the maths told me Grievous was safe.
Well, in turn 3, when he killed 5 of these B1s, he shouldn't. He should have pushed them, gone into Bosk,
and hammered Bosk.
Hammered Bosk, because next turn he plays his at last card,
and Bosk gets fucked.
And then Bosk is dead.
Absolutely.
Your Grievous is already in combat with Magnus, which he's going to struggle to get through.
I had no intention
dice.
of fighting the Magna Guard. It was because it was the 1-pip turn with disengage. It was disengage from here, run into his army, and start hitting everything else.
You get disengage off that card, don't you?
Yes. The gamble I took, unfortunately, was that he wouldn't kill me with Maul because, 9 dice needing 7 wounds to kill me shouldn't happen.
Really does suck, dude, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's quite entertaining playing.
It's a dice game.
It is a dice game. And, of course, the important part is that Grievous has now won a game on stream. Doesn't matter that it's not mine. What matters is Grievous has won a game on stream.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Doige.
Would you like me to go and get Jarvis?
Well, I'm going to go to a quick be right back screen, and then we'll get Jarvis.
Cool.
So that people don't have to see you stand up or him walk in.
I'm sure they'd like to see me stand up. Who wouldn't want to see all of this?
Thank you for playing on the stream again, Doige. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we are back with your winner here, Mr. James Jervis. How do you feel?
Yeah, easy.
It genuinely was. You lost 2 models.
Yeah, that's the power of Beaker.
3 models? 2 models. 3, right?
No,
3 B2s off the top unit.
Capacity 4 spent, so I did lose 6 in total, but 6 back. Easy.
Don't matter, mate. Don't matter. So yeah, you lost 2. That was grim from Doig's point of view. I mean, you got lucky on quite a lot of the paint rolls, on like the big suppression rolls that needed.
Yes, obviously I managed to get the B2s and Grievous back into play to move the objective.
Only 1 action, which is whatever, but they did what they needed to do.
Still beholding the objective. That's the important part.
So I'm going to go to the... Nope, not be right back. I did that last time. I'm going to go to the top down here to have a quick look at this. So I'm going to tell you what I think Doig should have done.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you did anything wrong in deployment.
Yeah.
Right? Putting Maul here, once he put his bomb cart here, was fine. I expected it. You expected it. Doig expected it.
Yeah.
Your whole army being up here, absolutely fine. Made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What I think Doig should have done was put the AAT here.
Yep.
Grievous here, and then a screen of B1s. Bosk moves on to this bit.
Yeah.
And the B1s that were on here go on to there.
Yeah.
That way, he's got an extra turn to shoot you when you come through this funnel with the payload. And Maul's not doing anything for 2-3 turns.
Yeah.
And he's got Bosk and other stuff hitting you.
See,
which is fair.
I would have thought when we set up the bomb carts, because you do that before deployment, I thought he was going to put his tank there so it could literally
just straight down the line.
Because from his silhouette there, it would have gone over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting decision. Doig said that the idea was AAT up here, move it around here to force you into this channel. You were coming that way anyway.
Yeah.
So, anyway. The thing that I think you did that I wouldn't have done was, you know when Maul was surrounded by all these B1s and Bosk was here?
Yep.
You hit these B1s and then pushed Bosk
I
this
stand
way.
by. That's the turn I did a force powers recovered standby.
No. This is later on. Turn 3.
Yep.
You did the standby turn 2.
Okay, yeah.
This is turn 3, when you actually hit them and took these down to 3 guys from 7 or 8. What I would have done would have been force pushed these out because Bosk had already activated at this point.
Yep.
Run into Bosk, hit him, recovered. Right? Then, the next turn, you play your 1-pip, your At Last, kill Bosk. It's much more guaranteed than lucky into Grievous.
That was the time I did Supreme Commander, wasn't that? Was Grievous 2-pip.
Yes.
So he didn't have an order.
Nope.
He didn't have his disengage or anything like that. And force powers wise, I was going to save him for the next turn so I could force push out and then move.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I didn't want to. I put myself in a position where I didn't have to play Duel the Fates to get the disengage if I didn't need to.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
You were able to already get your force powers back though, because you could have recovered. You got 3 actions on Maul, right?
Yeah.
And you were in. You know when I told you to look away?
Yeah.
That was me measuring range 2.
All right. Okay.
So you had the movement to get to Bosk straight away.
I don't want to go for boss though. I want to kill.
That's absolutely fair. I just think from a maths point of view, both me and Owen were sat here going.
To be honest, when I watch this back, you're probably going to be like, yeah, actually, Ben, yeah, I should have done that.
It's more the fact that you look at Grievous, right? He's impervious, he's red dice.
Yeah.
Bosk is no surges, no impervious, white dice.
To be honest, I'm glad he just kept on the Grievous because with his dodges and stuff like that, I know he's impervious, but he's got the more chance to live from if he was shooting B2s out of thing.
Yeah.
Because my B2s just lived and they started just go blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I get that.
Because my Grievous wouldn't do much that game. With the way when he first put the suppression on and just kept it going on, it was like, okay, Grievous is just doing one action.
But that was Doige's whole game plan. Yeah. The problem is it took his entire army to do that. I'm going to come back to us.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely something that me and Owen were going, why would you not do this? And then you went into Grievous and were like, well, it paid off. Yeah. Like, regardless of what happened, it paid off. And that happens sometimes, doesn't it? You know.
Like, obviously, you can't hear the audio in there, but I was
yeah, it happens. Yeah. It does. But it was a really good thing to see. You only losing a couple of models was huge.
Yeah.
You did a really, really good job with that. And I think, you know, you can safely say that you are a better Separatist player than Doige.
Why, thank you. I do try sometimes.
That's pretty much all I've got to say on that matter.
All I know is my Grievous lived, so he was original Clone Wars.
Yep.
He bought the second Clone Wars Grievous.
He bought the bad one. The one with the cough. Real bad cough. Done. Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Yep.
And thank you for being on stream.
And thank you for having us.
Literally any time. You guys are super welcome. We might start a little earlier next time because it's 11:15 and I still need to pack down.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Look after yourself. Stay safe, and look out for another battle report soon.
Yeah.
See you later.
See ya.